Oh my God, I can't believe it's finally happening. Give me a mic check, Andrew Tate.
Hello, this is Andrew Tate, and then sometimes you men, you gotta really stand up to the calls, and you gotta rise to the occasion and stop being a bunch of bitches. You know what I mean?
Oh,
wait, what?
We're like not even 15 seconds in. They're gonna flag us for calling women beaches.
No, you said Andrew Tate.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying, what would Andrew Tate say? I only saw the Instagrams that he posted, and I think he said that once.
Okay.
Or I could be embellishing.
I mean,
By any means, and we should cut that out.
maybe I'll give you a new intro.
Yeah, new intro, but not at Andrew Tate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going with the flow.
I mean,
I was improving. Okay.
Talent. Some pure talent. You're hanging out with Che a lot, huh? A lot of improv, a lot of Cypher Sounds improv.
Yeah, a lot of improv, a lot of comedian juices.
All right. Scally, put the camera on me. Ladies and gentlemen, the first episode ever. Everybody's been bothering me about the podcast. Like, when is the podcast coming? What you gonna do? Who you gonna have? Are you gonna have big celebrity guests? Are you gonna have regular guests? Do you still have any clout? Can you get in touch with anybody?
Wait, hold on. They said this?
Everybody.
Oh, no, continue with your intro. I'm sorry.
It's just been non-fucking-stop.
Really?
Non-stop.
Can we unpack that?
I mean, I didn't think the biggest guest in the world, Andrew Tate, would be on my the first episode, but oh my God, if you're not familiar with this guy, he's not Andrew Tate, even though he's got the fit down pat. DJ Juanyto.
And I got to take off the hat.
Oh, DJ John.
Does it fit?
It looks good.
All right.
You're stretching my headphones a little bit, but it's fine.
Sorry.
It's okay. You're a big-headed guy.
Yeah, I just want to come with an introduction of the look.
This is
facade.
This is Mike Meetings. This is the first episode of Mike Meetings.
Congrats on this Mike Meetings.
Thanks,
and
man.
Future endeavors. And for future endeavors, you'll get an email saying, we wish Mike on his future endeavors.
Yeah, I got that email.
No, I
got that. We wish you luck, actually no luck on your future endeavors. I don't think anybody expected me to get this rich this fast, Juanyto.
Listen, man, God bless you. You are a very
Thank you.
thoughtful person. You're a very misunderstood, I would say. We both are misunderstood in our own right.
That's true.
But once, congrats on this Mike Meetings. I'm not about to say Mike Medium because it just...
Shout out Mike Medium.
Yeah, he went from Michael Medium to Mike Medium, so that's throwing me off because now you're Mike Meetings.
It's actually a good move on his part because it's like they expect a mic on at night, and now it's just like slide right in. Mike Medium.
Oh,
gotcha. You know what I'm saying?
A white mic for a black mic.
There you go. I mean, I'll say this much. He's doing a way better job than I was doing.
Well, he DJs. So,
that too, yeah.
Yeah. But there's a lot of new things have happened on overnights over there. So it's I think it's good.
I mean, new things are happening for me overnight too.
Well, that's why we're here. We're here to first off, thank you for even thinking of me of being the first guest on.
It's crazy.
And you have a nice setup. Let's talk about this setup. What we have in this podcast room / dungeon.
Dungeon. We're on the top floor of a condominium. Like,
it's luxurious. Luxury at its finest. There's a room where you go inside and there's like mail, and then you use an elevator straight to your floor, and then you walk down. It's gorgeous hallway.
Thank you.
You have a elegant parking area.
Elegant.
There's a train. I see a train right now.
There is a train. We're on the right side of the tracks, though. I think
there's a budget. I'm not gonna give the name of the place.
Don't tell them what's. Sorry. Come on, Juanyto.
Right. But anyway, love the apartment. You have a wall. You have a plaque or what is it?
I made that.
So it's a collage of all the backstages, credentials that you've been to, whether tickets, credentials, wristbands of all the events you've been to. And I want to do the same thing. That gave me an idea, and I want to give you props for that.
You know what's cool about me doing my own ish, Juanyto?
What?
I could just go bow, and it's on the screen.
There you go.
Bow.
Wait, what?
That whole picture you were just describing, I just bow, and it's up there.
Like on YouTube, like bow?
Yeah, like bow.
Like bow.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
I might save that bow too for later.
Well, let me, so there's a cookie guy without no mouth.
Cookie Monster.
Cookie Monster.
Call us Cookie Monster.
How much was that?
We're not going to talk about that.
Okay. So now this is where I respect. You have a nice setup. You have vinyl. You have a tabletop or a table shelf thing.
He's describing everything you guys can't see on camera,
which is fine. It's fine. And I respect the turntables and the mixer setup. I love that.
Thanks.
I love that. Are you actually using it?
I haven't yet, but it is moved in, and I will be using it shortly.
Did you get a good? That's a nice shiny. Where'd you get that?
Scally.
Really?
Yeah, Scally. Well, when I sold my turntables, Scally had his turntables, and then when I moved in here, he's like, "Do you need turntables?" I said, "Fuck yeah!" And I sent him the money, and I got turntables.
I need to buy a set of turntables.
You got any more, Scally?
No.
Nothing. Shaking his head.
Can you help me find some?
Maybe.
Okay. Well, he's half Mexican.
Anyway,
that's why I like.
let's bring this back.
So you only talk to half Mexicans and Mexicans on your podcast?
I talk to everybody.
Right,
the point, so that's what I wanted to get to. Everybody's like, well, what's Mike meetings? What's Mike meetings?
Yes.
I feel like I have so many different meetings or interactions with people, even just throughout the day. Like this morning, I was in New Jersey. I was with Chanel. We had great conversation.
Shout
Big
to
up
Chase.
Chanel. I talked to my friend Nino about pizza, great conversation. I feel like there's so many great conversations that happen that don't get any exposure.
Right.
Or any like the people, the masses can't absorb the knowledge that the average person has. You have to just like go to the same 5 places and just get like whoever's on whatever press run and then it gets edited down. So I just wanted to do something where these meetings and these interactions could like actually be just what they are and be out there. We might talk for 20 minutes. We might talk for 20 hours. Who knows? Hopefully not 20 hours.
20 hours might be
way too much.
People will be looking for me.
Maybe we put a cap on like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
We'll just fill it out.
That's the point.
We're not over talking. We're just doing what we can. But there's another change that people don't know.
What's up?
Or if they haven't known, you transitioned from one person to another. You went from hip hop mic, now corporate mic.
Yes.
So that's why we're doing a meeting, so it makes sense. So there's a corporate mic, there's mic meetings. So there's a business aspect. In the business aspect, there's a lot of things that's happened in your life, like changes.
Exactly.
Where you're saying you're making a lot more money.
I am.
Sorry.
I'm making
I'm playing footsies with my foot, man.
I'm not. It's just we're comfy here.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get like too into it, but I will say a lot of people are like, oh, why corporate mic? I was hip hop mic until like a year and a half in.
Okay.
And then I made this video that obviously was very controversial where I just like expressed myself.
Are we unpacking this right now?
Can we unpack a little bit? Just a little bit. I don't want to like go into it too much.
You know what's going to happen every time you talk to someone?
I know.
They're going to ask you, so what happened with Hot 97?
Well, that's what I want to just put it out there on mic meetings. I feel like once it's out there.
But don't you know you're unpacking it every episode when they ask you, well, what have you been doing?
No, just the first.
You don't
episode.
think? Okay, hold on. Just spitball. Just follow me here for a second.
All right.
Let's say we talk to an artist, or you talk to an artist. Yo, what's going on? Like they're gonna bring it up every episode.
They need to listen to episode 1 with DJ Juanyto.
Okay, so we're gonna unpack it today.
You know what I'm saying? But we're not gonna go unpacking. I feel like that video I put out pretty much got how I felt about that whole situation.
Now,
I'm trying to talk corporate mic. That day that video came out, a certain person told me I need to go mind my business and go back to the suburbs. And that's the day I said, you know what? I don't know if I'm hip hop anymore. I need to evolve. And I said, you know what? Should I be like Manifest Mike or Mr. Mike? And there's already a Manifest Mike. There's already Mr. Mike. I said corporate Mike.
So you felt
is perfect.
You felt. Now me, I like a challenge.
Okay.
So you felt when someone challenged you to say the name Hip Hop Mike, you felt like you're like, all right, maybe this is not for me.
I think that for me, I didn't necessarily love hip hop the same way I did at the tail end of that experience as I did in the front end. I think by the time that this video that I put out was like out there, I'm like a whole different person than I was when I made the name Hip Hop Mike. I'm a 30-year-old guy. You know, a lot of the music that's coming out now, I'm like not even in tune with. I don't listen to as much of it as I used to. I started listening to like all this other different genres, a lot of podcasts. And then I was like, you know, I started doing a 9 to 5. I got into real estate.
Right.
I just felt like hip hop, even being at Hot 87, hip hop was always like such a in the box name for me. Corporate, I feel like is also kind of in a box, but it's more in a business box. And as I evolve a little bit as a person and I kind of separate myself from the things that I'm not getting the same joy I was from, I like the corporate vibe. But honestly, I call this Mike meetings, and it's like hosted, I guess, by Mike, because I think ultimately I'm just Mike no matter what.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like whether I'm on my corporate bag or my hip hop bag, I might go back to hip hop one day. Maybe one day I start liking the stuff that's coming out again. But right now, aside from like the Lola Brooke record and a couple others,
You took a break.
I needed a break. I needed like some peace of mind, and I needed to like focus on, like I always thought that being around like famous people and being around people who are in entertainment, like there would be so much to learn and a lot of great stories. And there were, but there was also like a point where I felt like it was very just generic media, and like I needed to be back in these streets, bro.
I like that. I like that.
Tell you the truth.
Is there well, there's something off camera and off the mic we talked about last time we saw each other, which was a good reunion. Like we got up, we got some food, we chopped up for at least an hour or so.
At least, yeah.
And then we just talk about life, where we're at, and what's going on with us, and where we want to go. And then you showed me the podcast room, and I was like, oh, there's a lot of things and ideas that popped in my head. And you were very welcoming. You were very showing me around, and it's a lot of love. There's still love. Always will be love.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of things that people should know about the cops.
The cops is out here. My neighborhood sounds way more dangerous than it actually is.
Wow. I think there's an important thing that people don't know. And when we talk about a certain video, I think there's an important thing that is, I call it the universe and God coming together. People might think like, what do you mean? Well, there's a reason why you put that video out. You wasn't, let me finish.
Go ahead, please.
You did that because you was in the space. That man in the video was there because he was in the space. So I think it was meant for you guys to interact at a certain time. You said what you said. You actually put a video out for it. You took it down, knowing what you did. Then it was exposed by one of your loose we have to be very transparent.
By Alex Radican, the assistant that I hired.
Because he was hating.
He was hating.
Right? So, but you knew what you did.
I knew what I did
right away.
So right away when I put the video up.
Let me break it down.
Okay.
Because this is the point I wanted to get to.
Go ahead.
So we'll come back to that.
Yes.
And I really think the important thing is you met this person on the road. You took a video, not knowing what's happening. Afterwards, really quick, you took it down. So you took ownership. The fact that it lived on Facebook, your intern shaded you, put it out there, did what he did. But you meeting that person and that intersection, you went back to the person and found him.
Yeah.
So that's the important thing. You went back and figured out who this person was. You had a conversation. You had some food. Gave
him a haircut. Yeah, we got to connect for real.
You got to connect with the person that you put out on blast, not knowing it was meant for you to happen, for you to find yourself, this person to find this person, not knowing who.
Yeah, you never know. The universe brought it together. Like the timing was impeccable.
I think that was a very good moment for you guys to really meet in your life, to really figure out like, oh, it was meant to happen. It's kind of like that movie Crash. Ever seen Crash?
I have.
So when 3 different storylines happen and they kind of meet in one place.
Yeah.
So I think that whatever happened with the former employee happened, but it led you to this. And I think that your story is pretty dope, that you're able to really, I don't think you ever should have left the word hip hop, because you still were. And I think that was a challenge that someone say to check you. When you got checked, how I believe he was saying, you should have been, no, I do this.
I didn't feel hip hop anymore, to tell you the truth. Like, so, I mean, we got to bring it back a little bit, but long story short, doing what I was doing on the overnights, I felt not so good about just the overall energy. Like, I enjoyed doing interviews, but the industry part of it and like the structure to it and the competition, like within the same building, you know, when it comes to Hot 97, I love everybody there, including people I've called out on Ish. I love everybody.
Cool.
I've had to call my dad out on Ish at times. He's had to call me out. Family has to call each other out sometimes. Big on Mattress Marty. But in this particular situation, I let myself get into a very negative place. And I didn't really have working overnights people to kind of help me through that. I didn't have like people in the studio with me to talk to. I was very much by myself working nights, and then by myself sleeping through the day.
You was in your own path.
Exactly. And I got in a bad way, honestly, because I felt like a lot of the work that I was doing, a lot of the efforts I was putting in were kind of getting pushed to the side because of politics. And, you know, it's one thing to politic and to play that game with people that you're not close with or that are competition, but to have competition with people that you've always felt very connected to, like they're your family, that was really getting me into a bad place.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Did you ever have a conversation when you were feeling this way? Did you ever have and pull some side? This is what I'm working on.
Yes.
Any advice that you think I should do? Because I think this could be something.
Yes.
Let me know how you can support and how could we support each other and figure something out.
Yes. I tried to talk to a couple of different people about what I was trying to do certain things that made me feel uneasy, certain things that had happened that I felt like weren't in good spirit.
But was it the actual people you were actually feeling this attention from? No.
It's hard to say. Like there was times where I would bring it up, but you know, these people are also not very, like, they don't make themselves accessible to conversations. It's very quick to just kind of diminish how you're feeling and move on. And there's almost like a wall in place, at least to me.
Can I ask you something?
Go ahead.
Well, yeah, because we're doing a podcast. So I guess I can ask you something.
You could ask me anything you want. I'm an open book.
For example, Mike, hey, I really need some time from you. When can we talk? It's important.
I got you.
All right.
I mean, to be honest, so my issue wasn't even so much of what other people were doing. It was more so like it got to a point where I had booked a certain artist, and this artist was on the schedule, ready to come in. Somebody else called this artist and was like, yo, if you do anything with them, I'm not messing with you. And it's like, I felt really taken back because I'm like, all right, now what do I do? Do I address this person? Do I just kind of do my own thing, leave it alone? Which is ultimately, I think in that situation, what I ended up doing, I just like booked another artist, kept it moving. But once I kind of felt that energy, there was a time where I like brought it up with people I feel like I should have brought it up with. And they kind of just gave me the answer that like, well, they do what they do, you do what you do. Don't step on their toes because, you know, they don't answer to anybody.
Right.
You know? I didn't really know how to approach it. To be honest, part of it was me being scared. Like, I was very nervous. Like, if I went up to certain people and just voiced myself, how that would affect me on the back end. Because being really nice and kind to these people, it was already affecting me on the back end. And I didn't want to rock that boat more.
Right.
I also started getting a lot of attention on the Instagram and the internet. And I found my own lane with talking to people that were like on YouTube or comedians or whatever. And I didn't really stress so much. Like, I didn't want to step on toes, you know? Like, I think that was the issue is that
I felt like you were stepping on toes knowing that you found your own lane.
Well, I think I started finding my own lane and it proved to work for me.
Right.
And there's certain people that when they see something's working for somebody else, they just swerve into that lane. And it didn't feel sincere and it didn't feel genuine. And then, you know, I tried to make it work with what I had, but I didn't feel like I got the support from the people that you're supposed to go to for the support. Like, to be completely transparent, like, I went to the boss, I'm like, this is what I want to do. I feel like the things that are in the way of this is this mentality and this attitude, and it really needs to find some balance. And the response was kind of just like, listen, nobody could say anything to that person. They're going to do what they want. So just, you know, like, you got my support, do what you want to do. And then on the back end, the shady, petty things like calling the artist or, you know, saying, oh, the studio's flooded, you can't record anything for a while. That pushed me into the place where I started doing Instagram stuff. And then in doing Instagram stuff, it goes from being like conversational, you know, clean Disney content to like the internet's crazy and you're doing skits and like there's just wild-ish. And I had like Ruga in getting hit with a table and then Daniel Jean's coming in and then Prince
Shout
Z's.
those guys.
Yeah, and like Damn Homie and all of them, you know? So like, I felt like I started getting a little bit of a lane with that, but that's what led up to the video of me being full Gorilla Nems on this guy in Brooklyn. And I don't look nothing like Gorilla Nems. I'm not built like that.
I mean, kind of, sort of.
But my attitude was very like, you know what, whatever. I'm gonna just wild out. And I don't know. I mean, I can't say that I regret it. I feel like everything happens for a reason, but at the same time, I stress teamwork. Like, I really do stress teamwork and brotherhood. I think that we all can make each other better. And, you know, I think a lot of what was going on at Hot was like more projected insecurities than like genuine camaraderie and trying to build the brand. It felt very like everybody has their thing that they do. And it's not about the house, it's about like each individual room, you know?
Yeah, I understand. I feel like you feel like the space that you're trying to create was not being accepted.
It wasn't even being accepted. It was just like I was doing I could hand something completely finished on a platter. Here you go. All you have to do is hit post. And then like weeks would go by and then the content would go missing and then nothing would get posted.
Well, I do believe I don't know the timeline of.
Obviously, it's a very different place now. Like, a lot of changes happened since I've been gone. But the place I was in, it felt very like, what are we doing here? Like, why am I giving so much energy to this thing when it's just like, it's kind of just going like unfulfilled. It's like you put in a lot of work. Imagine going to the gym and getting fatter. Like that's really what it felt like.
I felt like counterproductive.
It made no sense. Like I felt like I was doing 5 interviews a week. I was like really fully producing everything myself, you know, editing everything for the Thursdays, helping, you know, sometimes with morning stuff, sometimes with funk stuff, whatever. And I just felt like, why am I doing all of this stuff? And then it's just kind of like getting thrown in the garbage. And then there was times where even when I started getting on the internet stuff, like me and Mike Ruga went crazy viral.
Yeah,
like
I remember that.
Diddy posted us, Snoop, like all these people posted, and like the home team didn't post. And it was, and it's like, all right, y'all don't have to post, but like it felt very personal. It didn't feel like it was just like, oh, like coincidence. Like it's just like it felt very personal.
You felt because it was like, oh, a white guy compared to.
I don't want to say that. I don't know if it's
I'm just
that.
asking,
I boil it down to insecurities, because whether it's a white guy or black guy or anything, it just says a lot about the person. Because you know, I have nothing. Like honestly, you see when me and you were working early on, you see me at 18.
Yeah,
I didn't come in with like relationships or friendships or anything. I really just had Rosenberg.
Yeah.
So it's like from day one when we started.
You're a child.
Yeah, no cap. I'm like his son, right? But from day one when we started Feed the Meter, like we were booking people that were just our friends. You know, we were booking people that we could just pull from the station or people that showed up. Everything was very grassroots. I didn't like come in with an agenda. And I felt like as I started to just naturally blossom, it was like, oh, we're not ready for any attention to come off of us. We're not ready for anything new unless it benefits us.
Right.
And now he's getting looks. We're not going to get behind that. And there was times where it'd be like, shout out so-and-so's coming up next. And I'm literally standing in the room like ready to be up next and you shouting somebody else out. Or little things that just made me feel like, all right, well, these people are in control. They have these insecurities. And I'm not playing the same game as a lot of people. You know, I didn't DJ in the clubs. I wasn't making money. All my work was going towards putting this content together.
Right.
So if I'm putting all my energy and time into putting this content together,
you felt like that was, and I think it has been a route and wave that you've been on for a while.
Yeah, and it was just genuine. Like it just happened.
Yeah.
It was a result of like hanging out with Live Like Davis and like seeing what the internet was and like all the new wave of music. Because I, like, you know as well as I do, when I first started hot, it was like bars were all that mattered. Like honestly, like until I started really hosting showcases and hanging out with Live Like Davis and, you know, meeting with people through the gram that were doing their skits, I didn't listen to like any of that, like Young Thug, Juice WRLD, like all this, and it just kind of organically grew on me, and I felt like nobody else is covering this. Let me try and do what the guys I look up to are doing with the Locks or the Jada Kid or whoever, you know, the bars artists. And then I started getting a little attention, and then like Academics starts talking about me, and little things start popping up, and I start feeling the people that I'm like closest to just like falling back, like to be completely transparent, like, and no shade, like it's all love, but like Ebro unfollowed me on Instagram. Flex unfollowed me on Instagram. Like
bad guy.
And I'm working here and I'm seeing y'all every day. And then on the flip side, I'm like, I'd cut Rosenberg's hair and it would be
so you
like,
think it's unfollow or they muted you?
Nah, it got like full unfollow, like just
full unfollow.
Separate, like separating themselves, you know? And
I think because of Rosenberg, they can only manage to have one white person in their life.
I mean, God bless them. Listen, like I said, I love and respect Ebro, Flex, Peter, everybody. I love, like, sincerely, like they inspire me to even want to do anything in life.
Right.
So it's not like a hate thing, you know. It's more so
you
like
were sad about them that actually happened to you.
I was disappointed that people that like really inspired me were just kind of like, man, fuck that kid. That's how it felt.
Right.
You know, and whether that's warranted or not, I mean, I'd love to have conversations with everybody, but
the reason why I brought that point that you took it down and you not knowing and went to another platform and lived there.
So I took it down because Davey D hit me up. I posted it on Instagram and Facebook, and immediately Davey D hit me up and was like, this isn't a good look. Right. And I was like,
shout out Davey D.
And I was like, you know what? I respect Davey D first and foremost.
Right.
I watched the video again. I understood where he's coming from. It was a reality check. And just him hitting me, it was a reality check for me. Like, what am I doing? Like, why am I arguing with somebody in traffic?
Right.
You know? So I was already kind of in a bad ways. Like my mentality wasn't productive outside of just work, and the work wasn't bringing me joy.
Right.
And I'm working like 4 jobs. So there was a lot going on there. That's why I don't blame anybody, you know, for anything that went down. It's like ultimately I made a decision to do a dumb video and hire a kid that clearly didn't have my best interest at heart. And it just, you know,
Besides the kid that
life happens.
besides the kid that intentionally sent it to whoever he sent it to, I think the important thing is that you took it down immediately. You went to the guy, you built a relationship, you actually learned a lot through this person that you actually recorded in your car. You went back to him and you really humanized yourself. You really you went to him and was like, I don't know if humanize is the actual word, but you went to him and really got to know him to really all right.
Yeah, I mean, this is a couple years later. So when the video came out, it was like a Bing Bong video, you know? It was like just me just talking shit in the street. Like, I think that's the other thing is a lot of people, because it wasn't anywhere, nobody saw what actually it was. It was just me talking mad shit like how Nems be doing every day on his gram.
Right. So you saying you started Nems and shit?
No. He invented Bing Bong. I'm just saying I was just
you're the OG of this.
Listen, me and Nems literally.
When we call Nems,
you can by all means. We grew up fucking 6 minutes from each other. Like the way he be yelling as a dude in Brooklyn talking shit. Like I was on at the same time. Are you really calling Nems right now?
Yeah.
All right, Nems.
How can I hook it up to the phone?
You got to do Bluetooth. If I call Nems, he's not gonna answer. He unfollowed me too on Instagram, but I think it's because he doesn't realize that hip hop mic is corporate mic. I think a lot of people get confused with that.
So then there's a Bluetooth, right? So what's the Bluetooth?
The Bluetooth Roadcaster, I think.
Roadcaster. So we're gonna try.
Wait.
Nothing.
I see Nems. He was like, "Don't ever look at me getting fired from Hot 97." But that's the thing. I said the same shit to the homeless dude. I was like, don't look at me with fucking just one eye. You gotta have 2 eyes when you look at me.
Miscellaneous other device? Does that?
Maybe, I don't know. This is the first time using this stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Forget this device.
I could try. I got Nems' number.
It's not
I don't know if he'll ever pick up.
It's not all right. Well, we're trying. We'll try.
I mean, you can do speaker. These microphones are top quality.
So wait, you telling me if you call him right now, he's not gonna pick up?
I doubt it. I doubt Nems picks up for me.
Up.
Should I try it?
Yeah.
All right, let's see. It's worth a shot. Should I FaceTime him or should I?
Yeah, hook it up to the ting.
All right, let's see. What should I do? The FaceTime or the call? What would you do?
FaceTime, so he sees us.
All right. I'm gonna let you talk to him because you still got clout. I'm all out.
I don't have clout.
You have more clout than me these days.
What do you mean? What do I do? People always say, "Yo, what do you do?" Right? That's what Ebro says. What do you do?
Look at this guy. So that's Jay-Z asked me what I do every day. What I tell you, he's probably like, "Who the fuck is this?" I guarantee you. You got a call from your phone.
All right.
But anyway, the video was very much that vibe. It wasn't me screaming the N-word. It wasn't me hitting nobody. It wasn't like anything that wild. But this kid made it look like it was crazy. He sent it out like, I'm going to send this to the media, and this is your guy. I wasn't even in the video. It was just my voice. But it is my voice. It's pretty recognizable.
Yo.
Please leave your message.
Oh.
He said, bing, bong.
Yeah. Well, at least I know it works, but just he's not picking up the phone.
For those of you watching, now you see neither of us could get in touch with Nems. We have equal clout still.
Equal clout. Damn. I went back to no clout.
No, sorry. It's because you're hanging out with me.
Oh, damn. That's what it is. He broke down my status bar.
I'm sorry.
Like in Black Mirror, when I had like the 5 rating, went down to 1.1. Damn, brought me down.
Listen, I'll be so honest though, Juanyto. I'm so grateful for your friendship. Like that's the thing that really bothered me. Cause you know, at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck about any of this radio content media. I'm so much happier and feel so much better in real estate.
That's important.
But what hurts is like most people that I really thought were my friends, that I thought were my family, that I spent like over 10 years being around. Most people don't even talk to me no more, to tell you the truth.
If it's radio people, like radio, like far as like people work at record labels, those guys.
I mean, a lot of labels talk to me. It's just people that like close to home. I don't even care about outside of like home base, but people at Hot 97 that don't talk to me no more, that's whack. Plain and simple.
I'll be transparent.
Please.
So your wave is a lot like in the beginning, you were curating and gifting. And I mean, not gifting, but putting it together. It's similar to what Gabe does from On the Radar. And,
Yeah.
and I've said that to you before, and I was like, yo, it's like, but I think you were doing it before he was, or I don't know that time.
Yeah, I mean, he's a little younger, but it was very similar. And it was like a little bit before. It was essentially like the stuff I was into.
And I follow Gabe on IG, and you put me on.
Nah, Gabe's great. I love Gabe to death. Like, honestly, the whole pandemic, I was cutting Gabe's hair. We had a lot of great conversations. Like, I would always tell him, like, yo, you got to put this together on your own. Don't count on these stations. Like, I really was trying to put him on to things that I learned.
Right.
And I felt like, you know, like there's a place for everybody. Like that's always been my thing is like, it's not about what artist, it's not about what press run, any of that. It really comes down to like, I could have a conversation with somebody, you could have a conversation with somebody, and there'll be two completely different conversations, and people that watch are going to resonate with either one or the other, or a little bit of both.
So you're saying the station got rid of someone who initially gave their competition a run for their money, who was the OG of just doing this kind of new wave of crafting the new regime of artists that they got rid of. Because to me, it's like, yes, for whatever reasons, you're not doing what you're doing, but I always believed that you had a gift of just pulling people out of nowhere. Like, yo, you had and you knew
I
people.
appreciate it. I mean, I sincerely look at the city as a whole. Like, you know, I come from group homes, but I also come from like really rich situations. I've been in a lot of different, you know, walks of life. And I feel like, how are we putting out the city's station? How are we doing this as a whole? And we're not addressing every little part of the city. You know, there's kids out here that listen to Young Thug just as much as there's older guys that maybe listen to Locks. There are older guys that are listening to like Grandmaster Flash and all the others, you know? Right. And I just felt like it was important to find some balance. And I didn't think that the people and the things that I started to get into through hanging out with Davis, through being just in these showcases and doing all the things I was into, I didn't feel like they were really getting the platform because they didn't add views. Plain and simple.
Right.
These people were not getting the views. They were just starting to bubble. And, you know, I saw Rosenberg, what he did with the Joey Badasses and the ASAP Rockies and the Travis Scotts.
Word.
And I said, you know what? That was my mentor, and I wanted to do something similar, but on the podcast side with artists that weren't necessarily the ones that he was interested in.
Right.
You know, my intention was never to step on toes. And that's why I kind of was like, well, why are people trying to step on my toes now that this seems to be working for me?
Right.
Because it's, you know, it's not the same content. You can sit with the same person and it's a whole different thing. And I'm like, it made me feel like a lot of people I looked up to were just doing things for the views and not because they were interested. You know, it made me feel like, why am I like admiring these people when it's like really, you know, Stack's putting them onto stuff. Oh, look who it is.
Who is it?
Look who it is.
Yo, fuck your life.
Yo, what's up? Did you answer because you thought it was me or because you thought it was Juanyto? I appreciate it. I told Juanyto, I'm like, Nems don't fuck with me no more because I changed my name to Corporate Mike, and he told me fuck your life the second I got fired from Hot 97.
He thought it was a scam account. He was like, no, who the fuck is Corporate Mike? No, scam.
Yeah, I was like, yo, what the fuck is this?
Report, scam, and block.
That's it. But I appreciate you calling me back. That makes you see, Juanyto, I still got a little clout out here.
Well, we were thinking of you, and then we just wanted to just reach out and say hi.
Well, that's why I called Mike back better.
Damn.
I appreciate it. Honestly, I was talking about, because, you know, I got fired because I did a video yelling at a homeless guy, and I was like, if only that homeless guy said bing bong, I would have been set.
You picked the wrong homeless guy. That's what it was.
I picked the wrong homeless guy. I needed a Byron in my life, bro.
Facts.
They got rid of me. They was like, yo, he's yelling at a homeless guy, and then 3 weeks later,
didn't
they
say
was
Byron.
just blasting that names.
He didn't say Byron.
But nah, you know I got mad love for you, bro, and I love to see you winning. Genuine people always need to be winning.
Yeah, always. We love always from us, my man.
Oh yeah, man. We'll talk soon, my brother.
Have a good one.
Thank you, man. Look at that. First celebrity guest on mic meetings. They
See?
wanted celebrities. We got Nems in here.
You know
And
what I'm saying?
Juanyto.
You know what I'm saying? I brainstormed that. I thought about it. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate you brought a special guest today.
We try. Well, he called you back first, so let's.
I appreciate, and that's my point though. And Nems called in perfect time. And my point is what's genuine is always gonna last. It's always gonna be sustainable. And I got very frustrated with Hot 97 because it wasn't about putting out genuine stuff for the city. It was about building these individual brands. At that time.
Right.
This is 2019. I'm not speaking about anything after 2019. I have no idea. But I will say this. At the tail end of 2019, going into 2020.
Well, that's pandemic time. That's
You know what? They called me up. They said, yo, we want to bring you back. We didn't like how things went down. We want to figure this out. And what got me tight was dragging that out for a year. That's what finally made me say, fuck all this. I'm going to real estate. To tell you the truth, because I was like, do y'all see value in what I'm doing or do you not? Is this really changing or is it staying the same? And I don't know. I'm not there, and I'm grateful with where I'm at.
Correct.
But
and that's the most. I think we spend enough time on just like.
I agree.
Yeah,
more than enough time.
More than enough time. It's
So,
but there's the now where since the first episode now where does the corporate mic come to involve? Now you're doing real estate.
well, so I was gonna say this is the interesting part.
Right.
Is
I think I'm interviewing you on your first podcast.
you are? I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna interview you back.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll talk about you too. Don't get into it. We have time. We can do whatever we want here.
Okay, that's right.
But
We're not waiting for like Jen from Brooklyn to come in and
no,
use the studio time.
nobody's waiting for this studio.
No one's.
Nobody's. Yeah, there's no guests kicking us out
They're
of
not
this
doing.
one.
They're not doing a Juanyto podcast and nothing like that.
Nobody could tell us anything.
Hip hop gamers not coming out of nowhere. And
Nobody
just
could tell me
distracting us.
shit. You understand? I'm looking right at the camera. Y'all can't tell me shit. You understand? But I'll say this one.
Sorry, the new movement. Chill out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, Drewski could kick us out of any studio at any time.
All right.
Shout out to Drewski.
Sorry, Drewski.
Drewski is one of the people that did stay in touch, bro. Stacks
Love
stayed in
Drewski.
touch.
So Stacks
Rosenberg
and Drewski,
stayed in touch.
A1 day one.
Couple others. Nessa, shout out to Nessa, Kaepernick. But anyway, fast forward. Well, actually, when I was still at Hot, this is crazy how the universe works. So again, when I was at Hot, I was doing content that I just wanted to do, with or without regard for the views. And I started watching TED Talks, Juanyto. And while I was watching TED Talks, I came across one that this woman, Debbie Silber, did.
Why sounds familiar?
Silber Investment Properties. Debbie Silber did a TED Talk on why we sabotage ourselves. So I listened to this TED Talks, 30 minutes long. I'll tag it down in the captions down there. Like and subscribe. I have to say like and subscribe because I'm a YouTube guy now. And Debbie Silber essentially did this TED Talk that was on why we sabotage ourselves. I watched it, all 30 minutes. It really moved me. I said, I'm going to reach out to this woman and basically just see, if I could interview her. So right away she responds, yeah, you can interview me. Come out to the office. We'll talk. I went out there. I brought my recorder. We had a great conversation. At the tail end of the conversation, is your stomach, Juanyto? We just ate.
I know. Sorry.
You're hungry again?
Need something to drink.
We'll get you something to drink. Is Scally, you get Juanyto something to drink real
Just
quick?
put the camera on him for now.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll be quick. It's okay. We could do whatever the fuck we want, Scally.
Oh, yeah.
You could, walk in front of the camera. Who cares?
We're sending the half Mexican to get some meat. That's mad racist.
You're sending him. I'm sending the white side of him.
Okay.
The Irish side. I don't tell anybody what to do except Scally, respectfully.
Okay. Respectfully.
Wow, you're giving him the expensive water too. Can I get a water too? Yeah. Thanks, Scally.
You're making money. You're making money.
I am making money. So anyway, I reached out to Debbie Silver. I said, I want to interview you. And at the time, I did it for Dash Radio. This is 2017.
Dash.
She says, she's like, listen, after the interview, she wanted me to meet her husband. She said, you guys would get along great. He's a nice guy. Thank you, Scally. He has an office in Plainview, and I really think you guys would hit it off. I want you to go see him. So I did. I said, I got in the car. I went to go meet this guy, Adam Silber, and we had a great conversation, 2 hours long. After the conversation, every 6 months or so, he'd be like, hey, what are you up to? You want to come say what's up? Do you want to come, maybe work? Like, I could get you into the real estate. I was just like, nah, I'm doing music, bro. I'm focused on this music shit, rah, rah, rah. Mm-hmm. I didn't really give it a chance. Got fired from Hot 97. Next job I had was working with Pizza Pusher. I was making weed pizzas.
Remember that?
So I did weed pizzas for a little bit leading up to the pandemic, but it was very it was sketchy making weed pizzas for Pizza Pusher. It's not like how it is now where he has restaurants and is this is like in an apartment in Brooklyn, sweating my ass off making pizza.
Fire.
And I'm like, I loved it. I love making pizza. But at the same time, I'm like, a lot of people are recognizing me from Hot 97, and this isn't a great look. So then I had a meeting with Station Head. Station Head was the best. Shout out to Station Head. I love those guys.
They threw you a bag.
They threw me a bag.
Wow.
And I deserved it. The first day at Station Head, the day I got interviewed, shout out to Sweetness. She hit me about Tinashe in town. Tinashe came, literally, I interviewed with Station Head, and then immediately after the interview, I used that same room to interview Tinashe. And Station Head's like, we want you. You're great. You brought Tinashe here. This is awesome. And then after that, I brought A Boogie up.
Nice.
We had Pooh Shiesty up there. We had all the 1017 guys. You know, it was just like the list went on and on. For a minute, I started really doing what I wanted to do and on my own terms, and it was working. Pandemic hit. Station Head was inside of a WeWork. Studio shuts down.
Oh, man.
I'm back to like, fuck, I'm out of work. Pandemic, what am I gonna do? Cookie company comes up. I start making cookies.
Phenomenal cookies.
Baking cookies.
You know what? There's a big cookie company in Long Island. I didn't know that until actually I DJ'd for their...
It's called Cookie Chemist. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, that was one.
It's called My Cookie Dealer. Shout out to My Cookie Dealer.
But I didn't know that the owner and the owners is a married couple.
Yeah.
This dude is a bodybuilder.
Juan and his wife.
Juan's my guy.
Shout out to Juan.
I DJ at the restaurant.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
At the Cookie in Riverhead?
And no, the
he has another one now,
they,
right?
They had a restaurant in Huntington.
Got you.
And it was like a brunch spot, night.
Oh, you told me you were out here that day.
Right. And shout out to the, what's it called? Cookie Dealer?
Yeah, My Cookie Dealer.
Yeah, they're dope. And they had,
dope.
he laced me with a big box. I'm like, oh, what the hell do all these cookies?
I've been riding a bicycle for 6 months to just kill it all with this box.
I had to give it to my lady and her family. Like, I can't deal with this.
So yeah, I mean, shout out to Juan. That really inspired me. I saw what they were doing. I was like, I can make cookies, and I can make them probably better than Juan. With respect to Juan, I make the best cookies in the game. And I started making cookies, and it was going really well. I got a co-packer.
Yo, you had a movement. Like
it blew up quick.
Yeah.
And I was doing it all myself. And I wasn't doing it in a kitchen that looks like this, a 5-star quality kitchen. I was doing it in a basement in a toaster oven.
Oh, wow.
I was making like 6 cookies at a time. And the orders started to get like 300 cookies at a time. Then I got the co-packer. It was just like a lot.
What's a co-packer?
So a co-packer is somebody who makes, like, they can make 30,000 cookies a day.
Oh, okay.
I can make like 100 cookies a day.
Oh.
So I was like really full steam ahead with the cookie company. And then my dad was just getting on my ass. He's like, yo, why don't you do real estate? You'd be really good. You understand that side of shit. Like when I was younger, I worked in like pharmacies. My cousin owns buildings.
You're a big pharmacy guy.
Used to be a big pharmacy guy.
You used to give me some...
Listen, you go on vacation.
I kind of sound like Billy Jones.
Damn, you kind of sound like, who's that fucking... You sound like Inspector Gadget.
He said Inspector Gadget.
Cookie, see, and then I had a brunch.
I know someone that they get called Inspector Gadget. Shout to you.
Oh my god, it's a mess.
It's a mess.
But yeah, man, the cookies were awesome, and I do want to get back to it, but lots to do. Like you need the health department. It costs a lot of money. I needed a team to do shipping. I needed to pay for packaging. And to be honest, I had no money. So I got into the real estate and like pretty quickly made like a lot of money.
So wait, I know your dad convinced you to do it.
He was just telling me like, yo, you should go work with my friend. He sells houses. And me just being how I am, being the knucklehead I am, I'm like,
I'm gonna do it your way.
I'm like, I know this guy that sells CVS's and commercial property. I'm gonna rock with him. And like, I'm glad I did because Adam Silver made me rich. Honestly, quick.
Adam Silver is the NBA.
Adam Silver.
Oh, Silver. Not Silver.
Silver.
Not the commissioner of NBA.
No. Adam Silver.
Yo,
Silver Investment
You had me
Properties.
gas on the can I get some tickets?
Yeah. Some tickets. I gotta ask you for tickets. I see you at everything.
Oh man, I try.
But
not anymore.
He got me lit, bro. And then I got my bag and I had a choice. And I was like, okay, I could either go buy a space and sell cookies and put all the money into cookies and just make myself have another job. I could get a condo and do a podcast studio.
There you go.
Or I could go move in with Shorty.
And just jerk off in your room by yourself. Wait, what?
Look, we're in my podcast studio here in my condo.
You made some good choices.
I appreciate it. I just really felt like I had so much I wanted to say. I never cared about the masses and like being in front of a big audience, but I do sincerely Like, I love having conversation with people, whether it's in the barbershop, whether it's on the radio, whether it's on the phone with real estate. I just love having conversation with people because I didn't grow up with like my parents around much. My dad was in jail. My mom wasn't really messing with me like my whole childhood. We had a lot of like, we were at odds. We still at odds.
Wow. I feel like this is like, it's like a therapy session. I think this is leaning towards my podcast I'm going to announce soon.
Oh.
Yeah, so.
But yeah, man, I felt like, you know, anything that got me to where I was at was from, you know, really listening to Rosenberg or listening to you or listening to Nino with the pizza or listening to just absorbing the gems that people drop every day. And it really helped me become who I am. And I feel like it's important to continue those conversations so that people that follow me could also see, yo, it's not just like, oh, he came into a job at Hot 97. Like, nah, I was a mattress salesman, a barber, a pharmacist. And it's like, if you trust the process and you follow what's genuine and what you enjoy, it doesn't matter if you're hip hop Mike, corporate Mike, or fucking pizza Mike. You're always going to feel fulfilled and good.
Barber Mike sounds nice.
Barber Mike I'm doing more haircuts now that I got real estate going than I did when I was a barber. I was like, I've been cutting hair nonstop this week. It's crazy. But shout out to Chanel.
Oh, shout out to Chanel, but also shout out to Jimmer. He just liked one of my posts.
Hey, Jimmer helped me set up the studio.
I thought Jimmer's coming by.
He was, but Jimmer's got things to do in Brooklyn today, apparently.
I mean, he's a Brooklyn guy.
He's a Bronx guy.
That's right. You know, I met him in the Bronx once. He lived. I did an event. And he lived right around the corner on Webster Avenue, which is crazy.
Yeah, put some respect on Bronx.
My bad.
Jimmer's
My
Bronx
bad.
Street cred.
You know, BX all day.
Yo, we were on Arthur Ave last week. I went on.
You and Jimmer?
Nah. So my friend that I work with.
Okay.
Dylan Silber, Adam's son Dylan.
Not Adam Silver, the commissioner of NBA.
No.
Okay.
Dylan Silber. He invented this thing that's essentially like a beer pong table. I know the beer pong table's invented. It's way better than a beer pong table. I'm not going to go over too much, but essentially he had like a plastic company make him a 3D model of it. Uh-huh. So we went up to go pick that up in West Nyack. And then on the way back, he's like, yo, where should we eat? I was like, let's hit up Arthur Ave. And I called Jimmer, and Jimmer pulled up, and he put us on to like the best coffee spot. We got some cannolis. We had some sandwiches.
What's the name of any restaurant? I need names.
We did Mike's Deli for the sandwiches.
Mike's Deli.
I can't pronounce it, but it's like Maidona next door. Literally directly to the left of Mike's Deli.
On Arthur Ave.
On Arthur Ave, cannolis. And then on the corner of Arthur Ave, like when you first walk in the street, whatever.
Right.
The coffee spot was on the right. It was some Albanian coffee.
Is that the one on the corner or no?
On the corner, yep.
Yeah, that's a good spot.
Delicious.
Yeah, I remember that.
So yeah, we did that. Good vibes, man. Jimmer helped me out with all his equipment. To be honest, bro, I didn't know anything about video. You know, I know everything with the audio. I could record it, all that, but these cameras, these lights, that's all Jimmer.
He helped you tremendously. Like
he really did.
This table is phenomenal. What's this?
Well, I picked out the table.
Oh, you did?
Bro, I came in here, this whole room was empty like 3 weeks ago. This whole room.
Right.
I came in, I went to B&H online. I bought this Rodecaster. I bought these SM7B mics.
Is that Amber Rose?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, shout out to Amber Rose. I have a picture with Amber Rose.
You do? It's right there.
Yeah.
I see it. Yeah.
They just gave us that. I just never took it out the frame. It's like...
Really?
Yeah. You know Amber Rose said I was next on her list one time? Obviously, I wasn't. I never
Yo, if
did
you call Amber Rose right now, I bet you this podcast would be lit.
I bet you she wouldn't even answer.
Try. We tried NEMS. We struck out, but then he called us back.
I bet you Amber Rose would never answer. I bet her number's not even the same.
You never know.
I don't know.
Now she's not dating.
If it is, she didn't come up on the iPhone. Let's see if it's
She's not dating.
It's over.
The number you dialed is not a working number.
It's over.
Not a DM.
Not a DM.
Damn, you don't even DM.
Well, actually, I got DMs, but I don't have her number. But she unfollowed me too. But she
unfollowed you?
So many people unfollowed me. She unfollowed me though way before that, and she was in like that whole relationship with that white dude. I hit her. I was like, "Yo, you dating white guys now? What the fuck? The fuck, Amber?"
You had a shot.
I had a shot. She's like, "Oh, you next on my list," and then next thing you know, she pop out with 21 Savage, bro. Right?
I mean, listen, this guy has.
She lied to me.
She lied to you.
She lied.
She lied to you 21 times.
She lied to me. No, she just lied to me once.
Only once.
But it's cool. I'm sure if I seen her, she'd be cool. I'm sure she'd be nice.
You think so?
I feel like she'd be like, oh, I kind of remember you. It was Rosenberg's friend.
Yeah. What's your name again?
Yeah.
Something with a Davis.
Something with a Davis. That's exactly.
Something with a Davis.
No cap.
Oh my god.
Yo, that's another thing I did want to bring up. Shout out to Live Like Davis. He's still my favorite artist ever.
Is he?
I don't care what anybody says.
He still put out music. I'm not paying
I don't
attention.
know what he's doing. I know he's got new management, a whole new situation. I don't know what he's doing, but shout out to Live Like
He has
Davis.
new management.
I think so. I'm pretty sure he does.
So I know he was an artist. You were managing him, or you was involved in his career, and then out of nowhere, you're not messing with him.
Well, so that's another thing. I mean, we still cool. I saw him like a few months ago. He came to the pool and stuff. Like,
You have a pool?
I mean, I'm part of a membership at a luxurious gym out here that has everything. We go sauna, pool, whatever. But yeah, my thing with Davis too was like when I was doing radio, again, trying to find myself, I was like, you know what? I didn't love being like in front of camera necessarily. Like I love having conversations, but like I always thought like, all right, I don't want to be one of these guys that's like 40 years old talking to like 18-year-old kids about like their TikTok videos. So I was like, you know what? What's the future? What's after hot? And I wanted to do management. And Davis is like, he was like literally, of all the artists I saw, Davis makes like the best quality music, in my opinion. I think he's the most talented guy. And yeah, I mean, for whatever reason, it's just like, I guess we didn't work out with that. But yeah, I love Live Like Davis, and he really got me in the lane that I got in with like all like appreciating the young, up and coming, like I say, like Rolling Loud music. Like Davis put me on to like XXX and all that shit. So big up to Davis. But yeah, man, lots has been happening. It's been a wild ride the past couple of years, to say the least.
Now you feel like you're in this corporate space of real estate. Now you got your own podcast room. Why am I still interviewing you? And when I'm the first fucking guest, what kind of bullshit is this?
All right, so what are you up to? Because I'm gonna tell. This is the last thing I'll say about me.
No. I'm just. We're exercising.
We got time.
Yeah, I'm just talking shit.
The first episode was actually gonna be with Soundbite. Shout out to Josh, Soundbite Management Mayor.
Whoa, this fucking guy.
Listen, I was gonna have him come in because I felt like, how am I gonna get Juanyto to come do this podcast? He's not gonna want to be seen anywhere near me. He's still at Hot 97, being the star producer of the morning show next to Griff. So like, why is he gonna ever want to fucking come on my podcast? It's gonna be such a bad look for him. But
I don't think so. I mean,
I didn't know. I mean,
I know. How about this? I know what it feels when everyone doesn't like you.
Well said. You think everybody doesn't like me?
No one likes you. I know what it is when people count you out. I know what it is to feel that you are isolated to yourself. But I'm a loner. I was groomed to be a loner all my life. From being a kid, teenager, young adult to now an adult. Like I learned what it is to be a loner. So I was comfortable being in the darkness, being under the light, not being in the spotlight. So it didn't affect me. But then when people count you out and not think of you like, oh, you don't fit this, role, you don't fit this. But your persistence, your consistency, and you're being there available all the time, showing up.
I appreciate it.
Right? So if I show up, if I'm consistent, I make myself available, I'm reliable, I think those things can beat out anyone.
I appreciate it.
Right?
I agree 100%.
So I put those things in my almost everyday life. At least I try. The only thing that hasn't been every day is probably the working out.
All right.
But
you did really good with that though. I'm not even gonna hold you, bro. On that bike, like you did enough working out for 4 years. Like,
but I felt like I stopped for a while because I put other things in priority, and now I put the health back in priority since August. Like it's not only me, now I have a team. I have a support system, right? Which it's dope. So one person is now doing activities, so they're staying healthy. One is mindful what they're eating. They're healthy. They're slimming down. So I'm like, all right, let me do my part. But I can only do so much for me and really focus on me. So I, was healthy. But I'll get back to that. But yeah, you being counted out and being the so-called the X factor, or you're just being exile, whatever you may feel like. Those things put you in a stratosphere that that no one can fuck with you. You're that dude.
Nah, I appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you might feel that. Damn, you took a step back. That might be your fuck up for your life. You might feel that you fucked up, right? You did one thing, you fucked up, but you were meant to fuck up.
Facts. Nah, and honestly, like I think in retrospect where I'd be at now, it's like even if that didn't happen, I wasn't happy at Hot. Like I know a lot of people maybe are, but like for me, I needed something with a little bit of a higher ceiling, I guess. And I felt like I hit that ceiling pretty quick. So, you know, moving forward, I think with the real estate, what's great about it is I work with a lot of people that I feel like want to see me win. It is more stressed about teamwork and not so much about like, what are you doing for yourself? But it's like, what are we doing for us? And I just think the money is giving me the opportunity to do things outside that like when we were podcasting Feed the Meter.
Right.
It was a lot
Great podcast.
The best podcast, better than this one. But maybe this will get there. But yeah, when we were doing Feed the Meter, bro, like you think about it, it was like just to get on the same schedule, me, you, and Billy Jr. And then it's like one of us was not sleeping at night.
But there was phases.
Yeah.
As soon as we and just that origin, how it started, it happened on a mixed weekend.
Yeah.
I was available. I was there, and I didn't really I took time away from that so-called relationship I was in, and I dedicated to us to record a bunch of times. I've recorded it. I put my work a lot ahead of family, you know,
Yeah.
and that's a troubling thing for me to deal with.
Yeah.
Like my dad and my mom put this work ethic in me where it's like we have to work. There's no way you not work, right? But that work ethic of always putting your work first damaged a lot of shit that could have been there for other people, which I wasn't.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's the thing is sometimes when you're working, especially when you're working doing something you love, other things you love kind of take second, and it could also damage. Like I felt like certain times we'd be podcasting and I didn't feel good. Like I wasn't up for it, but it was like forced. This I just do whatever, however, whenever, like.
right.
And I think, you know, when we first started Feed the Meter, the fact that it was just on a mixed weekend and we were there, that was the best
We had
content.
time.
Yeah, we had time and we was just being whatever. It's like there was no expectation.
We didn't think of the name until like the 6th episode. And it was someone that I think online or a phone call. I forgot how.
Nah, it was Shorty, Erin. I think Erin. Remember that girl? She was like, I'm walking home barefoot from a one night stand.
Is one of your friends?
No, she was on the show. One of your friends.
Aaron?
I think it was Erin. I think it was
wasn't-
Wu-Tang.
It wasn't a Twitter?
Maybe.
How do we know Twitter? I'm
Whatever. I felt
I
like
don't-
we had like I remember the 6th episode. Somebody like said like y'all should call it Feed the Meter, and it just worked. But anyway, I mean, when it came to the other side of things, to just the I didn't enjoy being at the station. Like I always thought like, oh, I'll be at the radio station, I get to play all the music I want, and then it's like I'm listening to Drake 15 times in a row, and I'm like,
I think it stopped being fun when, well, the good thing about when we started recording, you just started getting overnights.
yeah,
So when we started recording, we started building something. Then you got a dope opportunity to be on overnights. So that was dope because it could give you focus on what another phase in your life
I
to
started
do.
building that.
Yeah, and then that led to you doing the lane that you and La Davis was doing. So that's just
Yeah.
dope. Then it also could give light to the podcast that we're recording. So I'm like, all right, he's doing that, he's doing this, too. And I'm focusing on the morning show, right? And DJing still. Like, so we all had things going on, and then when we come together, we got shit rocking.
Electric, word.
Right. With guests and everything, I think it was fun. Then the scheduling shit happened. I'm like, fuck, bro, we can't.
Yeah, because one of us would always be tired.
Right. And then either sleepy and you're trying to figure out what, and then we're trying to do on weekends, but then you're out in Long Island, I'm in Westchester, and I'm like, how are we gonna do it? How are we gonna come down? And then like it sucks because I like, all right, if I have to dedicate time, it was just
It didn't feel good at a certain point. Like it became more of like a job than it was just something we were doing to have fun.
right.
And that's when it starts getting like the content suffers, you know,
And then we
the
added
listeners suffer.
then we added your idea to bring on Billy June, which fucking ruined the podcast.
That was your idea.
No, you wanted
your
Billy.
idea. Nah.
You brought on Billy June, and then you argue with him every fucking time.
You argue with him.
I didn't. I laughed at you guys arguing.
I don't know.
I swear to God.
We gotta go back to Feed the Meter clips.
You want me to call him?
No, see, look, you're bringing Billy June again. You're bringing Billy June again.
No, I'm just fact checking my.
Nah. We should call Billy June. I love Billy Jr. Like I do. I probably did bring him because I love Billy Jr.
This is okay. Well,
He's just so awkward. You guys, I mean, fuck it. We got time. You guys will see. Yeah, I'll call him on this one because it's
You wanna
this one's
FaceTime him?
connected to the thing. Yeah, I mean, I hope
Yeah.
hopefully he didn't change his number like Amber Rose did.
This is the phone call you're gonna hear. It's like, hey, Billy June.
Let's see if we could get him on the Roadcaster though. Oh, there it is. I should have did this with Nems. I fucked up. Let's see if he picks up. I don't know if he will. Billy Jr.'s been producing Juan Epstein.
Yeah, but I think Emilio.
Emilio Rojas.
No, shout to Emilio Rojas. Emilio
Estefez. Emilio Jackson.
No, you know which Emilio I'm talking about. Sparks.
Billy Jr. is harder to get in touch with than
Emilio
than
Sparks.
Nems is. Yeah, I do. he's doing Emilio Sparks podcast.
No, he's producing one up.
Yo, Juanito, who's the biggest asshole you've ever met in the industry?
Oh man, asshole.
Is it Joe Budden?
Joe Budden. I never had that much interaction with Joe Budden. Actually,
I only had one interaction with him, and he was the biggest asshole.
you know what's funny? There was a hold on. You know what? There's a tweet that someone put me and Joe Budden.
Not to drag him, but you made me think of it when you said Billy June.
Billy June. Oh no,
Billy June's the nicest guy in the industry.
Well, it's funny because Billy June was on his podcast with Rory and Maul.
Yeah.
And now Rory and Maul is not on the same podcast with Joe, which I thought was interesting. But yeah, Joe retweeted something that a fan posted saying something about me, and I'm like, I don't know, I'm like, what the fuck, I care. And Joe laughed at it. I was like, yeah, because I don't understand. Like, I don't have any. I'm the person I don't have any problems with anyone. Like, I don't care. Like, I care.
Appreciate that.
Like, I don't have problems with anyone in the industry. I might think what they do is trash. Like, why would you create like a beef or a work or a fucking thing to promote your shit? Like, it should be dope. Like, let it be dope. Like,
people got to do a lot to overcompensate for their lack of interest in what they're doing.
No, I get it, but
make that a tweet.
I get whatever. But yeah, the point of that tweet was when he retweeted that, when he laughed, when Joe retweeted that, I thought it was really funny. I'm like, why is he retweeting me? Like, oh, I get it. And I had to read it. Sometimes I read a tweet.
Do you have the tweet?
I'm looking it up right now. So
yeah, this is a good segue, by the way, to talk to Juanito about who he is and what Juanito got going on, because Juanito has been having a crazy couple of years also.
Really? You think so?
Yeah, bro.
Okay.
I've seen you in the past 3 years literally drop 100 pounds, get into a relationship, elevate your wardrobe. I mean, you're a stylish, fashionable guy now. You look always clean cut. You're not just sweatpantsing through the studio. You're out here. New car.
Not gray sweatpants.
New car. No more big beat up red truck. You got clean, black, sleek car.
Oh man.
I see you out here, Juanito.
The last couple of years has been a transformation. Well, I mean, let's see. Before the pandemic, you saw me before the pandemic, right?
Briefly,
yeah. So 2019. Yeah, I'm in a good space. I mean, I work 2 jobs now, which is dope. Which is like takes up most of my day.
What are the jobs? It's Hot 97 Apple.
I one of the producers of the morning show, Ebro in the morning. Shout out to those guys. They're a good bunch. What else? I do that. Then I shift gears to work at a nice corporate facility called Apple Music.
Corporate One.
Yeah, Corporate One. I love those guys. I work on. I'm a contractor, so I got to say that because I don't speak for the company at all. But
contractor?
Yes, I'm a contractor.
Really?
Yeah, contractor for Apple Music. So
I thought contractor like you built things with your hands.
Oh yeah, as a carpenter,
like a home contractor.
Oh, those contractors, not someone who signed contracts.
You just sign you're a contractor, like you sign contracts.
No. I'm not Adam Silver.
You're not Adam Silver.
I'm not Adam Silver. Okay.
Adam Silver's the king contractor.
He's the king contractor. No, well, I'm a producer over there, and I produce a daily show called Hip Hop R&B Throwback. Yeah, shout out to Loki. Loki's the host.
Shout out Loki.
I produce and build that that daily show, along with another producer. Who amazing producer. She's
what's her name?
Brittany.
Oh,
yeah.
There you go. Along with another producer who's an amazing producer. You got to give her credit. You gotta shout out to Brittany.
Well, she leads the show.
So she gives you credit.
What do you mean? No. It's a team effort. Stop.
Okay.
Stop it.
I'll just play what you want.
Yeah. So it's a good vibe. we have a good time throughout the Monday through Friday. Put on a good show. You know, all those classic hip hop R&B throwbacks we love to hear. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. I'm
what I'm
here for
saying?
it. I don't have Apple Music. I have Spotify, respectfully, but
Yo, man, disrespect, man. Disrespect.
sorry, I'm being you Spotify guy.
Yo, you could put Apple Music on your thing and write it off. You know?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you have a business company, don't
I
you?
do.
Yeah.
Too.
You're doing a podcast, right?
I could start a third.
So there you go.
All right.
Anyway, so yeah, since the pandemic, since the start of pandemic, which is interesting. So I got a call and an email to say, hey, we want to interview you. I say, dope. So I went to LA.
Okay.
Not for the interview I did in New York, but I went to LA for training.
To Jimmy Iovine's house.
Yeah, how'd you know?
Sick.
Fire. I met Justin Bieber there.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you guys have cheese and crackers?
Wait, what? No, I didn't mean either of those guys. Stop it. But it was the week of training was the week of the everything shutting down during the pandemic.
Damn.
Like that first week,
So how does that affect training?
it was so sick because
Mask on?
we didn't know we just knew the NBA shut down. It was literally that day.
Oh wow.
So I'm in my hotel room, and we're done with our training for that day, and I'm watching TV. I just came back from the gym, and I'm like, oh, the NBA shut down. Fuck. Things are shutting down. Airports shutting down at 5, 6 o'clock on Friday. I'm like, I gotta get back home. And now I'm thinking survivor mode. Like, oh, this shit is real.
Yeah.
I need to get food. I need to get toilet paper. I don't know why toilet paper ran out during the pandemic, which is fucking sucks.
You would think you're on vacation. They
Word.
would have toilet paper at Jimmy Iovine's house, but I guess not.
You know, he had a nice poodle.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, a lovely poodle.
Is that how you took care of your business with the poodle?
Talking about a dog. What are you talking about?
I'm just kidding.
Wait,
I
wait.
said,
You thought about a bidet?
I said that Jimmy
did you
Iovine should have good toilet paper at his house, and you said he had a nice poodle.
A dog, yeah. Wait. Are you confusing a poodle with a poudet, or what? Maybe we're missing each other.
Forget it. Continue with your story.
This fucking guy, man. Yo, how would you confuse a poudet with a poodle?
What is a poudet? A bidet?
Yeah, bidet.
A bidet?
What did I say, poudet?
A poudet. Poudet tank. Oh my god.
Yo, the amount of words I create, it's just impeccable.
Yo, 3 years later, there's still 100 more words in your dictionary than mine.
Yo, I confused. So we're doing a contest about giving out tickets to Lloyd and Kate Camp, and out of nowhere, I say Lloyd DeCamp.
Lloyd DeCamp.
Lloyd DeCamp, and like he was like, "Who's Lloyd DeCamp?" I'm like, "Wait, what?"
Nobody wants to win those tickets.
No one wants to. And it's not intentional. I just don't. I'll be in my own world.
It happens.
Leading up to the segment, and I'll be just like,
So Jimmy Iovine had a poodle at his house.
poodle. Now he's a dirty poodle. No.
Yeah.
So yeah, been with Apple Music. Thank God. Don't fire me as a contractor. It's dope, man. So I got to DJ on the platform, which is dope.
I see that. That's awesome.
I got to DJ that on Ebro show. Actually, my first look was a year before, on 2019. My first look was with on the Ebro show. So I did a with Low Key actually on it. We did a
word?
Monday motivational mix on Ebro show, but Low Key was hosting, and we did the show. It was dope. And that was my first time seeing their studios, which is now is where I work at. So I'm like, oh, this is dope. A year later, not knowing I'll be working for the company. That's dope.
Wow. Shout out Dominican Drew too over there, right?
He's a key.
That's the guy.
He's the key person of helping me out, getting, he just gave me the alley-oop.
He's like one of the most genuine people in the whole world.
Love
from
that
day
guy.
one.
Yo, so backstory, 2014. I don't know if I ever told you the story. Oh yeah, do we do a sound effect?
I have sound effects. I don't know if I have like a rewind sound effect.
2014.
No.
No, 20. Hold on.
No.
2014. So we're now in the year 2014, February 26, 2014. A young man by the name of John Garcia, that's my government,
All right. No.
gets a letter saying, hey, we need to let you go. I get let go of Hot 97.
Oh, I didn't even get a letter. But
Yeah, well,
that was 2019. I guess
I get called to Ebro's office. He's like, hey, man, this is what's happening. He's being really nice. He's like, listen, We need to let go of some people. We're downsizing. This is the time.
I remember they cut like the whole floor in half.
Whole floor in half. He was stepping down as PD. Now he's going to do morning show. So there's a lot of changes.
Carly Hustle left.
Right.
I remember. It's
right.
like right around when I first started.
Well, Carly was still there.
Okay.
Carly was still there. She didn't leave till I think end of that year.
Okay, so maybe that's when I started. Because then you came back like a year after I started, I feel like.
Well, I'll give you the. I remember mostly. I have a good memory.
Okay, break it down. Have a shitty, I smoke a lot of weed.
Yeah, you do. So shout out to the weed guy. So
Bruno.
February 2014, got let go. Now I'm in tour mode with Bishop Naru. Like I'm DJing for him. Right? Shout out to Bishop. Shout out to Rockland County. Shout out to his dad Jen and Leroy. Shout out to Leroy, who's happy belated birthday to Leroy.
Happy belated Leroy.
So we on this promo run for his album or his project at the time with MF Doom. And we're just like, we're doing festivals. We're doing fucking South by Southwest.
Yeah, you were traveling a lot, right?
We went to London. I did Wireless, The Roots picnic.
That's crazy.
South by Southwest all in 1 year.
Damn.
I'm like, yo, I'm lit.
You're out here. You said, I don't need that old job.
Yo, it's right. So it didn't feel like
you didn't miss any beats.
I didn't miss any beat, but yeah, they gave me a severance package, which is dope. So I got a bag.
I didn't get one of those.
It's not about you sometimes.
I'm just saying.
It's not about you right now. Okay.
All right, you're right.
So that was cool. And I get money from getting let go. Cool, great.
There you go.
I couldn't apply for unemployment yet until that runs out or a certain amount of months. And then, he was like, yo, you could still do Who's Next. You could still DJ that. I mean, you can still do mixed weekends. We can't pay you for doing what you're doing. I was like, all right. That was a blessing because I really was in a bad space of doing production with a certain regime. And I just felt like they were, I was in a bad space because I was still dealing with the past.
Oh.
Who's that?
Billy Jr.
You fucking up my story, man. I felt like I was going, I'm going to say that for my package.
Yo, Billy Jr. Yo, you're messing up Juanyto's story.
Yo, man.
Oh, look who it is.
Yo, look who it is. No, you got fatter. Now you look like Tim Allen.
You don't look like Tim Allen. I mean,
he doesn't look like Tim Allen?
He looks a little bit like...
You look like Tim Allen with red hair.
Little like Tim Allen.
There you go. With Santa Claus. What's that movie? Hi, buddy.
Called the Santa Claus.
How you doing, buddy?
Called the Santa Claus, you dumb fuck.
Oh, man, the Santa Claus.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I wish you could say that to Roseburg and Cypher Sounds when they treat you like shit, but no.
What's the name of that movie about Santa Claus?
Say hi to
Santa
Billy
Claus?
June, Scally.
I was supposed to say that.
Scally says hi. Yeah, we're here. I built a studio in my crib, and we're recording a little something, and it's only right that we bring Billy June in here.
We don't need no dipshit producer like you to fucking do this podcast. We got Scallywag.
No. Cool.
All right, you want to tell us, Billy Jr., you got time? You want to sit here next to me and we could listen to Juanyto's story?
No.
All right. How you doing? Everything good?
Yeah, I just moved like 35 chairs, so I'm shot.
Oh, wow. 35 chairs? Are you playing musical chairs right now? Or
no.
Why are you moving 35 chairs? You having a dinner?
He just moved to a new apartment, right?
Oh.
No, I didn't yet.
Soon?
No, I had a show on Wednesday.
What show?
Our friend Melvin.
Was it the cookie show?
Yeah, but our friend Melvin informed me that my friend didn't pick up the chairs. So then I had to pick them up by myself in an Uber this morning and bring them to my apartment.
Oh,
so now
my
whole
God.
apartment's covered in chairs.
Poor Uber guy who had to fit 35 chairs in his ish.
He didn't touch anything. I did it all myself.
You did it all yourself? Oh, my God. Yeah. God bless you, Billy Jr.
You're a big boy.
Billy Jr. is a gentleman and a scholar.
I joined a gym.
Yeah, you look good.
He's so fat.
He looks like he's an adult, though, now. He doesn't look like a kid anymore.
Yeah.
Why are you fat shaming me?
Yeah, why are you fat shaming Billy
You're
Jr.?
the last person to say a word.
And I'm the second to last person.
Like, God, bro. Like, what the fuck, man? You're so fat.
Yo, Billy Jr., if you have any time between moving chairs and producing podcasts and just being like the all-around busiest guy, come out to Long Island and come be on this podcast one day because I'm going to be recording with everybody out here.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, you can take a train. And the train's right here.
Yeah, train's right here. Mad close.
I probably live closer from where I am now.
I'll send
And
you
to
an
go
Uber.
all the
I'll
way
send
to
you an
Penn
Uber.
Station.
How about that? I'll send you an Uber one day. You let me know when you can
Oh,
make it.
you got money now.
I do. I have
Ooh.
money now.
Guess who doesn't have money now?
You come out here, I'll give you a little bit of money.
Wait, you give him a poodle too?
I'm gonna give him not a poodle, not Jimmy Iovine's poodle. All right, Billy June, I'm gonna call you after me and Juanito are done fucking around over here, and we'll figure out a day because I definitely would love
you,
to
bud.
see you.
Love you.
Love you. See
Good
ya.
luck, good luck with the chairs.
Wait, he has a hard time saying "I love you" back. Why do you have a hard time saying we showing
I
love?
said it.
No, but you're like, I love you.
You just called me fat.
Yeah, that's love, man. Fuck, man. Hard love.
Tough love.
I've never called you fat.
Yeah, I don't expect you to either. Fuck face. How about that?
All right, Billy June, I'm hanging up because this conversation's going left. Thank you.
Damn, this guy, man. Did derail my whole conversation.
No. So let's bring it back. Where were you? You were on tour. You were a bishop. You were overseas.
So I got
rest in peace, MF Doom.
MF Doom. Oh, you know what? I saw it when I saw him without the mask. Yes, never tell you that.
No.
I saw MF Doom without the mask.
How? When? Where? What?
So he
Did you
was-
take a picture?
I never took a picture with him.
If I googled MF Doom no mask,
Well, you know what he looks like.
I don't know
You know
what
the the band he was in before. He was
No.
in a group.
what was he in? a group?
KEM. You don't know.
I don't know what he looks like.
You never Google MF Doom. His.
MF Doom no mask.
You're not real hip hop. Maybe there's a reason why you got rid of the hip hop.
Is that MF Doom with no mask?
Yes.
Wow,
Uh,
that's crazy.
well, he didn't have glasses.
I'm not hip hop. I'm corporate.
And he didn't have that beard that day.
That's wild.
Well, his beard wasn't that long in that picture.
Now
But
you're getting off topic.
anyway, so look, we did a show in Europe. Bishop was opening up for MF Doom. Well, he was headlining,
Okay.
but MF Doom ended up closing out the show. It was good, bad, not good performing. They're a dope trio band, and then Bishop. And then outside, he was smoking a cigarette. I went outside just to get some fresh air. I was done with sound check, and we see the line outside. Crazy big line for MF Doom. Crazy. And I'm like, oh shit, this is fucking weird. I see him. I'm like, hey, what up? He's wearing a Knicks jersey. I'm thinking he's one of his goons or whatever. I like, what's going on? He see me with a Knicks jersey. He's like, oh, you wearing that tonight? I'm like, yeah, gotta show love. He's like, oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. I was like, not putting two and two together, like
not like knowing who it was.
right. And then afterwards, like, yo, good shit on good set. I was like, yo, good. Oh, so that was a dope moment I had with him. And I went to Bishop took me to his studio that they were working on. So I saw his duplex studio where he was living or staying, and they were working on beats. And then Bishop was, at that time he was very all right, everyone get out. Like he wants to
You
focus
just
on
want privacy.
right, and that was dope. So I always thank Bishop for taking me on the road from Japan to Spain, Greece, all over the world.
That's sick.
Yeah.
And then you ended up getting rehired?
I got rehired. Here's a funny thing. So summer January 2014, I asked Carly for tickets and wristbands. Like, you want backstage? I'm like, yeah, can you get me that? I just want to see the show, bring my photographer, take some pictures, kind of do it up for a gram, right?
Gotcha.
Not knowing that was the year we had Iggy Azalea, or they had Iggy Azalea because I wasn't employed yet. They had Iggy Azalea, Childish Gambino, Chinks,
Big year.
Big Year performing outside on the festival stage. And then someone else, I can't remember who. And I got pictures with all of them, which is crazy.
Fire.
So I had my guy Alex Guzman, the photographer. Check him out. Amazing photographer. He had mad girls that he takes pictures of, which is dope.
Does he really?
Yeah. You should follow him on the gram.
Good for him.
Alex-
I'm not going to follow because I got a girl that would kill me if I follow.
No,
the
if you
page.
want photography for you know what? Sometimes I don't get you sometimes. Anyway,
I think I already follow Alex.
and then at noon, on the dot, at noon, I get an email from Ebro like, hey, yo, I need you to do this. That's your job today. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't work for you guys. You guys let me go. And I'm like, and then I didn't think about responding till a minute later, like, hey, I'm already here at the stadium because you have to go early to get your credentials. I'm already here. An hour later, all right, cool, see Carly. I was like, all right. I already did all the stuff that he was trying to say in the email in advance already. So
You were ready to go.
I was already working. I was like, all right, I'm already there. Got my credentials. Did what I had to do, and then I gave my photographer boy, my brother, actually,
My good photographer.
Alex is
My good photographer boy.
my good photographer boy. Hey boy, he's gonna get mad.
Oh my God. Why you trying to play him like that?
No, I meant to say brother, but I thought of boy. Boy came out to the brother. Sorry, man. It came out wrong.
You're wild.
I know. So yeah, that was the start of like, oh, you came to work, and that's when Drew got fired.
Oh, that was the summer jam. He got let go.
Yes.
I was at that summer
So
jam.
the reason why he got fired is the reason why I got put on that day.
Wow.
And when I got let go, he took over my job.
That was messed up. They let him go though over that.
Well, dumbass put his mixtape on the first 5 rows of the stage. You can't, and the logos, you can't do that.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And it's a
yeah,
CD.
you gotta be careful.
They could throw the CD on stage and use it as a weapon.
Yeah, that's not a good look, I guess.
When have you seen in any concert they put a bottle, a CD, something they could
Yeah, I
throw?
didn't know all that. I thought that was just a logo thing. I didn't realize he put them on every seat.
Every at least the first 5. It wasn't him though. See, the crazy thing. He had an intern because at that time we were allowed to have interns during production to help us out and learn. So they would come from different schools and learn through us.
Okay.
So that intern put them on the seats, from my understanding. I could be wrong.
They set him up. Interns
No,
getting
no.
us fired out here.
Well, he told them to put on, he told them to put, like, give it out.
Okay.
I don't know in what
To-
capacity he told them to go inside to do it. I don't know.
But they ended up on the seats.
Knowing Drew, he probably told him, yo, put them all over one. Put them everywhere. Dumbass. Anyway, so he got called into whatever room and he got let go and blah, blah, blah.
And then immediately they were like, Juanito, we need a producer.
We need you. And plus, I wasn't thought of until they didn't email me till like the following week.
Okay.
And normally Summer Jam is when they need producers to
Like the most people on deck.
right. So you got rid of one, and one's not hired, so I couldn't go to the station to do work. So then August, they like, hey, we're gonna hire you for a temp job. So now I start working with the morning show. Shout out to Chris Mercado, who was trying to help me get reacclimated and really was helpful at that time. Then I started with was called the Hot 97 Morning Show at that time still. Then I think later that year it turned into Ebro in the morning.
What about Seif and Rosenberg?
Seif was there still. Then he left.
Gotcha.
I remember that.
But did you ever produce Seif and Rosenberg? Or was that somebody, was that T-Storm maybe?
It was T-Storm. I think T-Storm from the Jump. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I was with Seif and Rosenberg when they first started doing their 4 a.m. show.
Gotcha.
So 4 to 8 on Saturdays, they did that. And that's when I was running with Seif a lot.
Gotcha.
So after the club, we go straight to the station, do the 4 hours, and then it turned into 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. Monday through Friday. And at that time, I was still helping, and then it's still doing production. But I was wearing myself out not knowing.
Can I ask you something?
No.
Oh, all right, forget it.
Go ahead.
After all these years of working in radio, you've seen so many different things. You worked in so many different avenues
shit,
of it.
feel like
Production, DJ, host, podcast, on air, off air, everything.
They don't like me. I'm telling you.
They didn't like me either. But I'll say this.
What?
Is there anything that you want to do, like, grand scheme? Like, what's the ultimate, like, what would make DJ Juanito feel like all this work has really, like, what is it? What is it to be a DJ putting out albums? Is it to be the 7 o'clock guy on air? Is it like what drives Juanito?
I think I DJ'd on the radio, but I know I can't DJ the main slot because it's a lot of work. If anyone's gonna take out Flex, not to say I am, but it takes a lot of work.
Facts.
Right?
And a team for sure.
A team. And any slot, no matter who it is, it's gonna take a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a team. It's by myself. I'm basically by myself.
Yeah.
So that plans to come together. But I'm very a loner. I gotta do shit. I gotta make sure I control it too. So then I fight with myself sometimes.
Need the right team.
So, but then I'm like, I see ideas throughout life. I'm like, oh, I want to do this. I always want to do something different that's not been done or do my own lane. Like, if I ever get a slot like that, but I'm thinking, then it'd be cool. I think I've done I done a producing role on a morning show, which was a checkbox. Be part of a morning show. I checked that box. Do my own morning show? Yeah. Fuck it. Why not?
You could do it.
Right? But I'm gonna go to 8 o'clock to 12, not to like 6 a.m. to 10. Because waking up,
you don't get to pick what time mornings are.
yo, man, your morning's different from my morning.
Well said, true. Yeah, your morning starts at 12 o'clock.
But I do believe putting good shit out in the universe. So yes, I would
agree.
like to have a show.
A show on radio.
On radio.
Or TV.
Whether it's satellite.
Podcast.
Streaming. And podcasts.
Everything.
Right? So
you can be the king of all media.
Well, we went to a diner recently and I shot an idea of what the name of my podcast, what I would like to have.
I really like that idea.
Right? So I am putting out my own podcast.
I love it.
I'll record some here with you. I'll record some myself. But I'll record some when I feel it's good. I won't be consistent with it as far as like every week, but I will be like recording so much where it's like I feel good about it.
That's it.
And I feel like I'm in a good space. I'm not in no one's. And when you had a conversation, I'm like, yo, me and you on the same page, bro.
Nah, it's
we
true.
on the exact same page of what we want to do. And I don't want to be controlled by someone, and that'll be my own, knowing that what I say will be used against me.
I feel that.
Knowing what I put out there will be used against me and help me. And basically, I'm just trying to help people who are trying to figure shit out.
That's it.
And not everyone has it figured out. You could be the best business person in the world, but you still lack in other things, right?
That's one thing I've always loved about you from day one. Not to like stroke your ego too much, but
stroke it, baby. Stroke it good.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. But no, one thing I've always appreciated and really loved about you, Juanyto, is I feel like no matter who I would run into at the station, there's like so many different cliques and so many different groups of people.
It's all clicked up.
But you're somebody who's been like instrumental in helping every single group and has been able to mesh in like whether it's in the morning show environment, the late show environment, the weekend environment, the overnight, like no matter where you're at, you've always been able to contribute something to a different vibe.
Era.
Yeah, not everybody could do that. Some people are like just for the streets or just for the pop or just.
So since we have time on this podcast, I'll just run down the list of just what.
Please do.
So 2020 of winter, I was at FIT. Shout out to FIT. Went to school out there, so I did go to college, motherfucker.
Hey.
At that moment, I knew I wanted to do radio. I was coming out of a textile class. I had my Walkman. I'm listening to Angie Martinez. And I'm like, that's it. What is that? I want to do that. I want to do what she does. I want to be involved what that is.
Just talking. You heard her talking. Doing
radio, music.
that energy.
That was me. Like, I love music. I'm already starting DJing, practicing more. Because I picked up DJing late.
Yeah.
Because I guess I was in a different space at that time. But I wanted to do that. I told my brother, I told my dad, they weren't happy. They're like, you're gonna quit college and do what? They didn't understand that.
Did you know anybody at the time? Like even through FIT?
No,
like,
I didn't. Not through radio.
Like, how did you even get into like? Because most people, like, at least when I was doing radio, how do you get into radio? Like, how did you get in?
At that time, when I decided I didn't want to do fashion, I didn't know anyone, not a soul. But as I was putting my head first into it and really trying to figure out what's the next step, I had like, hey, my sister-in-law, not knowing, I forgot, my sister-in-law used to work in the traffic department for Kiss FM.
Okay.
Right? So she worked with Ed Lover, Dr. Dre, 96, 97. I went to my first hip-hop concert. Guess what it was?
Summer Jam. Hey.
And that was the year 97. I was.
Oh, wow, 97.
I would have saw Biggie Smalls if he didn't pass away.
Damn.
But I saw Wu-Tang, saw everyone on that lineup.
That's wild.
Everyone, right? So that was my first concert. I'm like, oh, shit. Summer Jam. I used to be listening to the radio, I think 6 years old, 6, 7, and listen to the radio. Whether it's Kiss FM, Hot 97, listen all night. I couldn't sleep. I listened religiously to radio. I was those radio kids listening to the dial, recording on my boombox. I was that kid. I'm like, I knew everyone's name. I knew Fat Man Scoop and his team. That's why I knew he called What's Good Young One Kendall, what's good? That's Sav.
Yeah, shout out to Sav.
Right? I knew his name before that's one of my good friends in the business. Like I knew everyone's name, like Kurt Flirt. I knew all the guys by just listening to the radio, not knowing who they look like, not knowing, one of my pioneers and one of my people I could look up to was Ralph McDaniels, not knowing he's my friend.
Wow.
I could call him. He's a good person. Like, these are people I blew my mind when I first met them. Like,
Yeah, it's wild.
so I grew up living in the culture, not knowing I'll be part of helping it in some way, some form.
Yeah.
So now 2000, I got to look at what's the next step. My sister-in-law was like, if you want to do radio, you should look at community college. They have a good program over there in Westchester. All right. So I did the groundwork. So what I got to do to transfer my credits, blah, 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 or whatever. They had a radio show. They had a radio station in WCC downstairs. So I go apply to the school. I add the radio station as my extra curriculum. I did communications. All the classes I did for communications, I aced them. All the other electives, because I knew if I'm not interested, I'm not going to flourish.
You're not going to give it the time.
Yeah, so I knew I was that kind of person already, whether it's in a relationship or whatever. So
I think a lot of people are like that. Like for people listening, I really feel like so many people, they kind of go to school thinking like it's going to just all around give them some education. But if you find that one thing that you really love to do,
Facts.
You'll get a whole different, like it doesn't even become like it's work. Like you go out of your way, like you finish your homework and you want to do more because you enjoy what you're studying.
you make it work.
Yeah.
You make it work.
Straight up.
You make it work.
It's a mentality.
Yeah. So I I did all that groundwork, and the DJ at the time that I knew going to WCC, his name was Mikey D. Mikey D was from my neighborhood, went to the same schools I did. And I was like, oh, I remember you. Because I listened to the radio so much, I remember his name being shouted out on Flex. Flex got him to intern on his show on Saturday nights. So he kind of became part of a bit, which is a messed up bit. He became part of a bit that I understood later on. So he went to the same school. So I was like, oh, you're the only person I know in radio and in hip hop that I could kind of understand and try to learn from. So he'll give me some advice. I went to his crib and he had a DJ turntable set. Right. So I'll probably practice there and I'll practice at the campus. So we became involved in the school radio, and we kind of influenced the station managers to get turntables.
Wow.
We need turntables.
They didn't even have turntables there?
No.
It was just talk show.
Talk show. They had CDs. They had a tracker. They had a old system, so CD carts. They would get vinyl, but they didn't get that much hip hop vinyl until me and Mikey D kind of like took over or was influenced that station just to get more stuff. There was guys before us that tried.
Yeah.
But I think we had the time to do it.
And you were taking it serious. It seemed like you really knew. It wasn't just like a side program for you. It was like what
I was
you
like,
were
yo,
doing.
like I feel I have time to embed this. And, working with my dad at the restaurant, because my dad owned a restaurant, it helped me have some capital to work with some shit. But I knew like, this ain't for me. This is for my dad. Let me work on what I really want to do, because he gave me the opportunity.
Yeah.
Him being he came from Mexico, and he gave me an opportunity to really
you could do anything here.
Right. So I was like, I have to do that. I got to do something that it's for me.
Did in getting into radio, was there ever a time where you were like, this isn't what I was expecting? Because I felt like for me, I kind of came up the same way, more mixtape era, but just like wanting to be around the DJs and all of that. Was there anything about radio that like...
Yes.
Go ahead.
So when my sister-in-law influenced me to go to WCC, get my college credits and do that, she's like, when you're ready, I'll kind of introduce you to one person I know in radio. And meanwhile, I already applied at MS Communications at the time to be an intern. And I got an internship I got an interview with one of the people there at the jazz station, who later on became my manager, who was a total dick.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Oh, man.
Right? So...
that's the worst.
Worse. But that interview, and I learned that interview didn't go well, or he didn't hire me, I probably wouldn't be in the position I am now, right?
Yeah, everything happened for a reason.
But not to give him that credit, because he still was an asshole, right?
Yeah, fuck that guy.
But the guy that hired me as to do the street team, I thought I was going for an interview for an intern. The next day, he called me like, yo, man, you got the job. Like, what job? He's like, we're in the street team. It pays this much, blah, 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 but you're good. And I'm in the car getting the call from Keith Johnson. Shout out to Keith Johnson. With Quiz.
Oh, wow.
Because me and Quiz.
Shout out to Quiz.
Quiz came to the same college I did. Quiz did a lot of clubs.
Wow.
I learned a lot through Quiz. The blending.
He's talented, man.
Very
Quiz
talented.
is a talented DJ for real.
I learned from Quiz a lot. And so I would go to his crib and eat, you know, we just were vibing. We had a good and Alex, the photographer, we're all boys. You know what I'm saying? We all have mutual friends, you know what I'm saying?
Y'all was in the same circle. Was
Right.
Quiz on street team too?
Quiz, I think he did street team for a little bit. And then he went to, I helped Quiz get an internship at the station because he was in a space where he went to Leland College. He was trying to figure shit out. And then he asked me, yo, I need this, bro. Like, I need this. And like, I gotta take care of guys who took care of me.
Yo, shout out to Scally and Bruno working with me in real estate.
No,
It's a big thing when you could like really bring your friends with you on the journey or on the ride. Like when you're so passionate about radio and it's not like you just get into it. I think that was a big thing for me. It was like in radio, like working with you and working with Rosenberg, it was like the most fulfilling part of it was being able to grow with my friends around, you know?
I'm so appreciative of people that help me, even in the smallest role, but still be so thankful.
Yeah.
And my mom taught me that. My dad taught me that. Flex is very good at appreciating people and doesn't forget, right?
Really?
Oh, yeah, he doesn't forget. But like,
Nah, I feel you.
So there's this.
I feel you.
There's a person that used to work, Janine Morris.
Okay.
I don't know if you were there when she was there.
I know the name, but I can't put a face to it.
She would. There was a role that was an assistant to music director and program director, and there was a role, right? Do you remember Rodney?
Vaguely.
All right, so there was this role. She had this role, and she make sure she managed the board ops, talked to the DJs a lot, this and that, right? She gave me my first shot, right, to be on the boards. I appreciate her 1,000%. But there was steps to it, learning that it also helps to be associated with certain people, not knowing they will help you.
Yeah.
So like, all right, so associated with my sister-in-law got me the job and got me the internship with Keith Johnson at Hot 97, right? But even to this day, I still thank my sister-in-law, but she says, but you did the work.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm sure she's still surprised for me thanking her, but she's like, you did the work though. Like
She yelled at you, but you dunked it.
right.
Yep.
So, and then Janine Morris gave me a shot on the boards. Donisha Benjamin helped me transition
DB.
from DB shots. She helped me transition from street team to just strictly boards and production. She's like, you don't want to do street team forever. And like, you still doing street team? Like, I've been trying to get out because I have more opportunity to do stuff and I'm doing other things. And she's like, all right, it's done. She said like that.
Nah, low key, same for me. Her and Carly Hustle. It sounded like Carly Hustle was the other girl's role, but DB was big on the street team and being like, you know what, it's time to evolve. That's fire.
Carly's another one. Carly's another person that I'm super appreciative of. Just the opportunities of just like people just over time. Like, you know, they're there in your life to help you, and then you gotta move on.
Yeah, nah, but you being just in the building and around people, obviously people like you and people trust you, that you slowly start to kind of evolve. And it's not like you're lazy, you're doing work.
So then let's go from there, street team. Then that same guy I mentioned, Mikey D, was on the street team. He got fired, right?
What did he do?
He did some dumb shit on the street team that he was supposed to do and whatever. But people get fired. I know in my life, I'm gonna be right there to get the job, but you have to hold and maintain it.
Yeah.
These people didn't hold and maintain it and allow the opportunity for me to go there. So yeah, maybe I earned it to be the next slot, but you lost it because you didn't maintain it.
Yeah, well, I mean, the universe gonna conspire too. You don't know what they was going through that maybe they needed to lose it to like. I mean, I definitely needed to lose my gig. You know, like I think everybody. TT Torres said to me once, she's like, "You got to trust the timing of your life," and that really resonated with me. I feel like everybody needs to really take note of that. Trust the timing of your life. It's not always in what you think is your favor, but it's always in your favor.
That's so true.
That was one of the best things she ever said. Trust the timing of your life. Real talk.
So then where we are at a space where I'm now I know one of my dudes, Mikey D, lost his position with Flex. But I'm still in the building because I'm doing street team. And I'm like so learning the ropes of what's going on the first couple of months. And I see Flex on a Saturday night after a street team event. I say, hey man, you know, I gave it a couple of weeks and I was like, you know, I wanted to approach you as soon as I heard, but I was like, let me give you a couple of weeks. And I know you don't have anybody on a Saturday, but I could try to make myself available if you allow me to help you assist with the records and carry the crates, whatever. And he's like, who you report to? And I was like, I gave him the such and such, who was the quote unquote dickhead that was a pain in my ass. And then he's like, all right, let me figure it out. Literally the next week, that same dickhead was like, why are you on that side? Why are you over there? I told you not to go over there. I was like, I had to go there because I had to drop off like
just being on you for nothing.
Mad narcissistic. It's
the worst.
Yeah, mad Napoleon complex.
I feel that, bro.
So I dealt with those characters all my life.
Yeah.
Men and women. So it's not like just one specific gender.
You knew how to deal with it.
Oh, it's fucking annoying, bro. It's like, oh man, you just you're
it's so unnecessary.
You're intimidated.
Yeah.
Like, why are you intimidated? Why don't you just join? Make the unit. You want to be.
I don't got the answers, Juan.
Anyway, so being with Flex on those Saturdays, helping them, I learned the boards through Nat. Nat trained me to learn the boards.
Lil Nat?
Lil Nat.
Yo, that's who I won my Rock the Bells tickets from.
Really?
Lil Nat.
Wow,
yeah,
that's
the first
crazy.
year I went to Rock the Bells when I met Rosenberg. Lil Nat
That's crazy.
called me up. Yo, you want some tickets? Come pick them up.
Lil Nat. Yo, I miss Lil Nat, man.
Big up
She
Lil
was
Nat.
a
She's
real one. She'll tell you as it is. She don't go fuck.
No cap.
Love her. Love her to death. Her son's a DJ. Like, he gets busy.
Yeah, I might have met Nat one time in person, and I owe so much of my life to Lil
Nat's
Nat.
hip hop though. She's around.
She wasn't at Hot when I came. Like, she'd already left, but I met her at one. Like, she did another show somewhere, and I went with Rosenberg, and I met her. And I think I told her, like, yo, I owe my whole life to you. You don't even know it.
I saw the first year they had my picture on the big screen at MetLife Stadium. I cried.
It's crazy.
And that same day I saw Nat. Nat saw it. She's like, yo, I'm proud of you. I was like, I miss you. Because I knew Nat meant so much to me rolling with Flex. And I watched her and I asked her a couple of questions and just soaked up the information. And she was just like, kept it super blunt. This is what it is. This is how he is, blah, blah, blah. Just don't do this, don't do that, and you be good.
Yeah.
And then she saw me not say anything, I
wish Shawnee told me that.
Who?
Shawnee called Sean.
Oh, man, listen up.
Shout out to Shawty. Shawty
Sean.
didn't tell me this is how they are.
So she was also very cool. So I'm also super appreciative of that. Then we go to getting an opportunity to do the board. Shout out to Jeannie Morris because she saw me now rolling with Flex. So being associated with Flex or anyone that stature does have some benefits to it, right? Getting some more records from a record label, you know, an opportunity to intern at Asylum Records with Jay Grant, who became my boss down the line that I know, who then I work closely with K Slay. Like, these are relationships I'll never forget.
Lots more access.
Access to stuff like that. But they show, like, if you just work and you just focus on the tasks at hands. And there's been a lot of fuck ups I did along the way, like, because I was doing too much and I didn't know, like, well, I got to do more because I'm not getting, I wasn't getting that much money. I was trying to figure it out. I was trying to make ends meet. Like, I was doing this job and that job. And the three main jobs I was doing at Hot, now I got reduced to two. And one was being extra demanding and one was being, you had to pay attention close to detail. But I was still trying to figure out, well, how do I get my DJing shit going still? And I was still doing clubs on weekends and during the week. Then I think 06, I started interning at Asylum Records with Jay Grant, and I learned a lot. That's the run of Mike Jones, Paul Wall, Bumby,
Crazy.
all that whole run.
Big up OG Ron C, by the way. One of the few people that still hits me up checking in is like, yo, I fuck with what you doing. Big up OG Ron C is a real one.
Ron C?
OG Ron C, bro.
Ron C.
Man.
Stewart?
I don't know what his
Ron
actual...
Stu?
No. But shout out to Ron Stu, too. OG Ron C, bro.
What?
Swisher House.
Oh. Sorry.
This guy.
Sorry. You know what? My mind's... Sometimes it just goes in one mode. My mind really goes in tunnel mode. But yeah, that's a hell of a run. And then later on, really tapping in with more production and more producing. My first ever show was like on a low was Megatron.
Oh, wow.
So
Rest in peace, Megatron.
Because he saw me doing street team at night. He saw me sleep at the station. He saw me doing the boards. There was a period at the radio station, I think 2005, that on weekends, every weekend, I sleep at the station.
I remember the station was like a fucking hotel at that point. Like when I first came before they renovated, it was like everybody had like a bed that was like a couch.
They had a green room with all dirty ass green rooms that I don't know what happened, but they just were dirty.
It was just a nasty couch.
Yo, from seeing Scoop sleeping there, Bugsy, I mean... Everybody, man. Just fuck. It was,
bro, I was sleeping at the station once when they did the Joey Chestnut, Kobayashi, whatever interviews.
Oh, wow.
Bro, I was like sleeping and somebody bangs into me and I look up and it's Joey Chestnut. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yo, you mean characters. Meaning
sleeping around this station was crazy.
I wish I was more aware of wrestling. I mean, I know I'm jumping up. Aware of more wrestling figures at that time. Because I ran into CM Punk, John Cena, who else? Shawn Michaels. I think Shawn Michaels came out.
Was Rosenberg having everybody?
Yeah, this
when he was really like when he first was bringing mad wrestling people.
And I just wasn't.
Wow.
I took a break from watching wrestling at the time, so I wasn't really tapped in till probably like a little bit after. But so then I got rid of Street Team, doing stuff with Flex for a couple of years. At the same time, interned at the record label. Then I got a job at Mix Show at Asylum with Jake Grand, who gave me my first label job. But I was doing Street Team stuff with June, Inca. They had a marketing company.
Inca is major.
What do you call it, Jimmy? They had an independent marketing company that we did poster boards throughout the whole city. This is when Street Team was Street Team. Or at that time, the Street Team was that era of just putting poster boards throughout the whole city. So we'll be on the Bruckner, we'll be on Harlem, we go to clubs, staple them. And I did not have a relationship life. It was bad. Like it was just like, they didn't last that long because they couldn't understand me trying to grind and trying to figure it out. I was trying to understand, how do I get this job? Oh, I got to do this? Okay, I got to do that. If I want to DJ, I got to be more in the clubs. Or I need to know the people. Well, I might as well give the records to the DJs.
Yeah, you could drive yourself crazy just trying to figure out what the fuck, where to go, when to go.
And I was just getting it. And I didn't understand. I really...
Just got to be married to the game, bro.
And I did that, and it came with a price, bro.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good. I felt mood.
It came with a price. And then, let's see, a couple of years later, I've still worked at the station since 03. 05, I became part of their production team. 08, I became full-time at the station. Then I had to let go of Asylum doing Mix Show because I felt like I couldn't do both. And Graham was like, yo, man, there's no way you could do both. And mind you, I got let go at the right time and I got hired at the right time because that's when the recession happened in 08, right? So I kept the job with benefits, but the label wasn't giving me benefits. It was giving me money every month. I was like, I was coming home with $1,000 a month. At that time, it wasn't a lot, but I was like, all right, that's an extra $1,000 a month.
Yeah, something.
Right? And then whatever the station paid me, I was good with that.
You said all this stuff put you in like a bad ways. Like what pulls you out of that, like the funk? No pun intended.
I didn't think I was in the bad ways. I think I was just trying to grind and figure out I think every day I had something to do. When I started...
You get more worn down, you're saying, like more like getting like drained.
And learning new things, and I felt I was trying new things, and maybe I should have consistently kept going because it could have been something. Like there's video of me recording K Slade's shows on Sirius when I used to work with Grand, and Jay Grand was business partners with K Slade. K Slade come by the record label, and then he's like, "Yo, you need somebody to help you with shit?" I told him I'm available. Meanwhile, I got a job to do.
Yeah.
Like I gotta do production on certain days, and I gotta do street team on certain days. I still make him available. I wanted to work. I was trying to figure out what's my position, and those early times of recording with Slade at Sirius, I recorded the first ever freestyle from Kendrick and Nipsey and J-Rock.
It's crazy.
It's on YouTube, bro. And I'm like, I think I was just ahead of certain shit. And this before Street he did with Slade.
Shout out to Slade too, by the way. Rest in peace, Slade.
Yeah.
That was like the biggest like heartbreak period in the last 3 years was hearing Slade went, because that man, if anybody really went out of their way to like give you an opportunity to do something that was gonna bring you joy,
Yeah.
that man gave you the opportunity. So it's crazy you say that.
He's on that list of someone that opened a door, was super appreciative. You know, I got looked down a lot to a lot of people because like, oh, you went from working with Mega, then working with Flex, and then try to help Enough out, and then try to like you're
They
doing.
start acting funny, yeah.
I'm like, yo, you not loyal. I'm like, fam, I'm helping.
Yeah, you're just trying to figure out yourself.
Like they didn't need my help no more.
Yeah.
So then, what do you want me to do?
I hate that because it's
Like,
like you could be loyal and still want to explore other things, you know?
I
Not relationship wise, but just like work wise.
and
like,
not knowing the Flex and Enough feud was a thing
yeah,
because I was
don't know nothing to do.
interning. Well, Enough said it on Juanyto, right? Or was whatever. Not feud, but just whatever it was.
I just hate that.
I
That's
was
like, oh.
I was assistant Flex on Saturdays, and anytime he went to the car show, he'll ask me to go with him, or or go to a club with him. Like, yeah, I would help, but he had his guys that helped him. Shout out to T. Lauren. And then I saw an opportunity to kind of do more gig stuff with Enough when I was doing street team, and then he's like, you should come hang out with us. All right, cool. So then I started hanging out with Enough, and Enough had some dope parties I like going to, and Camilla had some dope parties I love going to. Like, shoot. I was just like, oh, this is all team. This is all station, y'all team. But it didn't work out. Like, I never asked to be part of the cruise. I just, thought we were
you're just trying to be helpful. And it sucks that you can end up in a situation like that, because it's like, I don't know why you can't love both people, and it's just like you said, it's all team, you know?
I've been in that. Well, I'll tell you another.
That's the worst.
I'll tell you another scenario that has something to do with Slay. Rest in peace. That I was part of, since I was rolling with Slay so much. There was a point in time where his artist at the time, well, still his artist, and Green Lantern's artist, Uncle Murder and Papoose, they were at feud. There was a war.
Oh, word.
And I was so cool with Green, and Slay's my guy.
You're working with Slay.
And they both work, one does Tuesday nights, one does Thursday nights. And I used to stay there late night because I would do the production sometimes, and I was just like, let me just kick it. I ain't got shit to do. I don't got to do a club till 1 o'clock. Let me just stay at the station, catch up with Green, see what he's doing. When they start feuding, because their artists start feuding, it kind of put a divide, which I never liked. So being in the middle of some shit doesn't really help you or benefit you, because you have to pick a side. You don't want to because you're already on a team.
Yeah, and if you pick yourself, everybody hates you.
Right. So Slay was like, yo, man, ain't nothing to do with you. Ain't got nothing to do with you. So
I mean, that's Slay though, that's not everybody.
It's not. And then the amount of opportunities Slay gave me from going with him at Sirius helped me get a good situation at Sirius of DJing on certain shows, me getting cool with now my boss and one of my employees at Apple Music. A relationship I had at that time, she was at Sirius. So it was all like running with Slade helped me. But then running with Slade didn't help me sometimes, because another relationship didn't like, because I started helping doing straight stunting. You know how much slack I got for that? Are you working with big booty models? They just, I'm like, I'm not. You
can't catch a break even in your personal life.
I was like, shit, bro. And plus the shit I was doing wasn't wasn't like I was always around these girls.
You
I
weren't
was
the oil guy.
I was I wasn't the massager.
I didn't have the baby oil.
And I didn't
I just carried Slay's briefcase.
I just helped carry the lotion
Just
down.
helped carry the baby oil. I didn't put it on him.
You know, I just moved the crate. And
Oh man.
I moved a crate carton over here.
Yeah, I got the. Oh
But
man.
Slay helped me by putting me in the magazine, actually asking a couple of questions. He's like, yo, just ask 10 questions to someone that, he said, create a lane for yourself. Like, what would you do? And I couldn't think of it. And I was like, yo, why don't you just interview girls that don't do modeling? Or he probably said it. He's like, don't do modeling, and ask them questions on the come up, like empower women.
Yeah, like business women.
Yeah. So I interviewed Latina women that were doing positive things in their own right, whether it's boxing, radio, sports, music, modeling, whatever.
It's dope.
An actress, like let's see. It was a struggle getting Laura Stiles to do it. She took a while to like. I was like, listen, you'll be providing me the pictures that you want to use.
Okay.
It'll be just about your career.
She didn't want to do straight sun.
No, she didn't want.
I don't blame her.
She did it because I think she just did it because
Because it was you.
yeah, I think it was.
And you didn't have any oil on you.
Where's the oil?
Yo, by the way, when you see Laura, can you ask her why she don't fuck with me no more?
See, why you put me in
I'm
the back?
sorry, I'm just
why
saying.
you put me in the middle?
All right, forget it.
But
If
why
she
you-
ever watches this, maybe she'll just hear me
But
ask.
why would you say that?
I feel like Laura don't fuck me no more, bro. I don't know why.
Wait, hold on. Wait, what?
She don't fuck with me
Oh,
no
okay.
more.
Yo, listen, man.
She unfollowed me too.
Did she?
Yeah, like what the fuck, man? I don't know. Whatever. More
Listen.
positive energy.
I would say this: no matter who unfollows you, you should have a conversation. If the conversation doesn't happen because you reached out and they don't accept it, or they give you a weird answer, or
Gotcha.
whatever it is,
I will. I'm gonna take you up on it. I'm gonna definitely.
hey,
I'm gonna put the work into that.
check in. How you doing? Hope all's well. Love to catch up if you have time. Let you know what's going on with me. I always appreciate whatever you did for me. Never
Straight
go.
up. That's why I was more hurt because it's like again, I love everybody. Like it wasn't.
You kind of derailed this
know what I mean?
conversation I was going.
Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry, Juanito.
So Slade did give me an
You
opportunity.
had Laura Stiles in the Straight Something magazine,
I had
fully clothed,
I gotta be transparent.
professional.
I gotta give my truth because if you don't like, if my voice is not heard or you can't hear my side or understand me, there's no way you can understand all of it. So at that time, I was with someone. I put her in the magazine. Jay Medina, an actress, Erica Mena. Shout out to Lady, First Lady L. She's an amazing person.
Yeah, and Jay Medina and shit.
No, yeah, that too. But I'm just saying, like, because I got maybe 2 or 3 girls or females that did the magazine because on the strength of First Lady L. Because Erica Mena she was like, all right, cool. But if Lady L co-signs, I'll do it. Okay, cool.
It's funny how that works too. Like,
But Lady L was cool with me because I was DJing the strip clubs with Envy, and so me and Envy had a cool run of just DJing together. Shout out to Envy, always much utmost respect. I never got involved with any of the shit that whatever
Yeah,
happened morning.
politicking.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, man, what are we doing?
I mean, you know, I fuck with everybody, bro.
So
Big up Envy, big up all them.
you know what's funny? The day Envy left Hot, he told me a story about what happened with him and Clue. And I called him when he left. He said like, yo, things might happen, so don't feel no type of way. But call me if you ever need any advice. Syph, I'm DJing the club with Trends. Syph and Trends and someone else came up to me and was like, yo, you know you gotta stop doing clubs with Envy, right? I was like, why? He's like, yo, that's the other team. I was like, all right. Because Syph's my guy.
Yeah.
So, you know, I was getting a bag with Envy. When I say a bag, I was getting money. I was like, oh, if I keep getting, and I was calculating I was budgeting myself for the month. If I keep doing this club and this club, this club, oh, I could pay off. I could get a new car, or I could buy my
Do
mom.
a lot of stuff, I'm
I
sure.
could buy my mom some shit. And I was hurt when Syph did that. because he probably didn't know. Maybe I didn't tell him. But when he told me not to do more clubs with Envy because of that politic bullshit.
I'm sure in retrospect, like Syph right now would not be on that time. I think sometimes when you first get with like the team, like, cause I felt the same way when I was first starting out, I'm like, fuck Power 105. But then like down the line, you start realizing like, man, it's the same. They doing the same shit we doing. And it's like,
and I was
we
cool.
should all be here for the city. Yeah.
I used to do Clues boards when he was that hot. Like produce.
You saw a lot of people that ended up over there. I mean, Angie, tons of people I feel like you worked with right before they started picking up people.
Yeah, so it's like...
Were you at Hot when they became a station?
No.
When they launched?
No, that's...
just after?
After. Like, I think they launched when the Nas and Hove...
It was like early 2000s, I feel
early
like.
2000s. I didn't get to the station until like March of 2020... March of 2003.
Okay, so yeah, just after.
I just dated myself. You didn't realize that.
I see.
Okay. But let me go back to that Syph story. But love Syph. Syph's a good friend when he's not being an asshole on their podcast. Him and Rosenberg also being dicks, but whatever. But I get it.
I'm the biggest Cypher Sounds fan for real.
You love.
I love Syph.
You love a good Cypher slob.
I've always
Wait, what?
I always like came up under Rosenberg, and they always call me like Rosenberg's Drewski because Drewski always came up under Syph. But because I guess Syph was from New York and like more in like the comedy,
he's very famous in New York.
He's very, very famous in New York.
Very famous.
And he like was in Long Island for a bit. I don't know. I always felt like a little bit more relatable with Syph versus Peter, even though
He's
Peter
Irish.
is like I'm probably way closer with Peter.
Yeah,
but
he's Irish.
Is it who?
Syph's a little bit Irish.
Is he really?
He's part Irish.
I mean, I'm not Irish at all, but
Scally's part Irish.
yeah. Well, clearly I get along with Irish and Mexicans.
There you go.
And Syph sounds Puerto Rican.
Is he Puerto Rican?
Is he?
I don't know.
I think so. That's Juan Epstein.
I think his dad's Puerto Rican, but no one knows whose dad is.
Syph is one of my favorites.
But he doesn't know his
ever.
dad, so I don't know. Anyway, but just really quick, and I got over it over time of why I had to stop doing clubs. But my mom was sick.
Damn.
My mom was sick, and not knowing she was that sick. And I was like, I was doing clubs with him, and I was like with Envy. And when I had to stop, I was like, damn, I really wanted to give more. I think I was getting more position to give back to my mom more. And when that stopped, I had to figure out, okay, well, if I want to continue doing DJing in this career, and this is what being asked to do a cut, I was like, fuck. I had to figure some shit out. So it just really messed me up because then I had to do more shit out on the streets and DJ more shit that took away time for me trying to help my mom out because she was dealing with some shit. And then it went through ever since 2008. It just been like a bit of a dark path for me. Just like dealing with my mom going through she had a stroke that landed her into the nursing home.
Damn.
3 years later, she passed away. In between that, my brother passed away. So then my DJing fog was out of the loop. But when my brother passed a couple of months later, C asked me to mix on the station for Flex's DJ. It was like a random DJ.
Like to highlight DJs?
Yeah. So C asked me, yo, you're on this month of March. I was like, oh shit.
And that was your first time on air or anything?
On air.
Wow.
And I faked me fucking up and it fucking gold. Like selections were good. I could have worked on my mixing. I don't think it was the best mixing at that time. I was in a bad space.
I got you too. Yeah, your head wasn't there.
And I had to come up with a 30-minute set, which I could think in the blink of my eye, I think of a 30-minute set right now. But at that time, I was dealing with my brother's loss and where I was gonna live.
Your head was somewhere else.
He's asked me for an opportunity. I was like, all right, cool. He said, you good? I'm like, yeah. And I was hiding all that emotion because I didn't want no one to see what I was dealing with.
Yeah.
And then I did the biggest thing I did was fake that my Serato crashed. and I fooled Flex. Flex was like, oh, what you doing tonight? Why'd you go? Oh, you double deck it? Oh, okay. What you playing? Blah, 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 next. And then I played something, and then the music dropped. And I was like, what happened? Flex, what do your computer crashed? oh shit, yo Flex, yo my shit crashed. Well, I didn't say shit. Yo, my shit crashed. He's like, oh man. Then I played Made You Look. And I must have got mad tweets that night. Mad tweets that I got Flex like.
Yeah.
That was me just saying like, yo man, like stop being honest. Like let us do our thing.
Yeah, the messing around is gonna get through.
Yeah, like, you know, I get you're hyping the DJ, but that was a good moment.
Wow.
And then later on became one of the mix show DJs on the station. And now where we at now is now doing.
It's incredible. Like, I mean, like I say, bro, you do it all. You got 2 jobs.
Well, I mean, now I do 2 jobs. Now I got 3 jobs. I feel like I got 3 jobs because, you know, taking care or helping, building and taking care of family is not easy.
Word, that's a full-time job.
You know, it has there, you know, it's some challenges and some things that we have to figure out. And you always got to show up. If you don't show up, that's a big problem.
Yeah, and it's not for nothing.
You can still figure shit out and not show up.
It's easy to not show up too. Like, you could have every excuse in the world of why you're not showing up, you know, and they could be valid, but the fact that you go out your way to do it, it says a lot, you know?
So life, I mean, it's
been a ride, bro.
Random stuff. I feel I have more stories, but I'm just like.
Well, you got a podcast you're going to start working on.
Yeah, I thought of the name. I'd rather wait till.
All good. Get it together.
Get it together.
I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you out with equipment and stuff. You're
a nice man.
You know, I got you for life, Juanyto. I appreciate this, bro.
What can we expect from Mike meetings?
More genuine conversation, man. I feel like Mike meetings has to be about, like, you know, just talking to people about real stuff, real topics, not holding back, no politics, no I'm promoting this record, this book, this and that. We didn't plan any of this today. We didn't know where the conversation was going to go. We didn't say, oh, we have to cover this or that. And I think just in listening to your story, I've learned a lot about you. I think a lot of what I've went through is very relatable. I commend you
for what?
For a lot of things. I feel like the way that you've handled yourself, you've done things way better than I have as far as if that's the career you want to pursue. I think at a certain point, you know, everybody ends up where they're supposed to be. And the fact that, you know, my kind of story with radio ended up where it was, at the same time, I could see where I don't have that same love, and I see where you have that love, and I think you exactly where you got to be, and I'm exactly where I got to be. But to see how similar up into a point it is, it really gives me a lot of faith in the future of the station, just knowing that you're there and that you're behind the scenes, honestly.
Till further notice.
For real, I mean, we don't know what's gonna happen after this podcast. They might get rid of you because you're talking to me, but
yo, you talk to hip hop Mike.
I'm sorry.
I mean, whatever Mike, what name you got now?
Corporate.
Laundromat Mike.
Laundromat Mike.
Carpenter Mike.
I hope not Laundromat Mike.
Munch Mike. I don't know.
But nah, bro. I think any success I had at Hot 97 was because I had a sincere love for the people that listen to Hot 97 and the people that were on the radio and are still on the radio. And, you know, I want to be able to do my thing, which is have these conversations. And I think there's a place to have those. And the fact that, you know, you're able to do both and DJ. And
you have a great opportunity to do it when no one has any say.
That's all I ever wanted, Juanyto.
And
that's all I ever wanted.
I think you just
genuine shit.
You're just on this grind of just, yo, if you look at this room, you have half of the room decorated behind the scenes. You have this other room decorated pretty dope.
I mean, I just put this up because that stuff has logos on it and I don't want to get sued.
Oh, gotcha.
But there's going to be some JO art here. I mean, I'm working on it. We did a little soundproof.
What do you want to do? We put like...
I don't know. The thing with this
Wait, how'd
podcast...
you get this? So you actually bought a mat that has your logo.
Oh, Butter Rugs made me that.
Oh, so that's not Butter Rugs. It's not your actual logo?
Well, it's my logo, yeah, but I didn't even put anything out yet. My thought, Juanyto, was I have the itch to have conversations like this with people, and I can't have these conversations because there's nothing to facilitate. I don't have any way to record them. It's like, and at Hot 97, honestly, I didn't have money to do everything I wanted to do on my terms. You know, I was working with their equipment, their studio. I had to work around other people's schedules. I had to make sure content was like broken up for Thursdays to fit with commercials, to fit with songs, to make the program director happy, to like, and it was just a lot. And the more that I had to do to, you know, at a certain point, I just felt like, you know what, this is so removed from what's bringing me joy that let me just figure out how to do things on my own terms that are going to bring me joy. And I mean, here we are, bro. Honestly, I don't know what's going to happen with it, and I don't care. I'm making money in real estate, but I'm happy as shit to talk to you today.
You learned to keep a job. Well, no, you got fired from a job, so you didn't learn from that.
I didn't learn to keep a job.
You learn how to, you know how to hustle. And that's where going to keep you. That's what's going to keep you to the next phase in your life,
bro. I think it really comes down to just I really treat everybody with love and respect, and I keep it a buck relentlessly. And sometimes it's to my benefit, and sometimes it's to my benefit, but it doesn't feel like it. You know?
Are we teasing the next podcast we're working on together?
I don't know. Maybe we're gonna work on a podcast together for sure. Where I think we should talk and are gonna talk about a lot of what we just left up in the air.
Oh, there's a lot.
You know what I'm saying? The family. We got to family life and we stopped.
Okay.
Maybe we save that for what we're gonna work on.
Right.
I'm just happy to reconnect. Honestly, like
I want to be part of. I
love it.
I want our podcast to be one of those cool reels that you see. Like, these are the top steps that you need to do when you have to deal with this. Number A, number B, number C.
Those are letters.
You know what I mean?
Oh my God. But yeah, lots more to come from both of us. Juanyto, I love you, my brother. I appreciate you.
You kicking me out of your house?
No, we have more to do. We have a lot more work to do.
Okay.
But I'm gonna end this episode on that note. Make sure y'all like and subscribe down here. Mike Meetings, official first episode in the book. Second episode I'm taping, I think, this week with Corey Giles is gonna come through here, allegedly.
Nice. Corey, shout out to Corey Giles. Learning that he's DJing and building another network out of me knowing anything what's going on with him. I got him to DJ. Well, we got him to DJ on the Apple Music show that I produced.
Well deserved.
Yeah, so he's getting busy, and I salute him. And sometimes you have to do work outside the building and work on yourself and to really be recognized. Because I didn't know he took DJing seriously until he really got busy on his own, and that shows. Like, that's what's up.
Nah, he's one of the people I'm very proud of.
That.
Him, Mike Medium, Jen from Brooklyn.
You know, Medium got married.
I saw.
He's a married man.
I saw, but Bascumba, how you say? They always call him Scumbag.
Just say Rasan.
Rasan, right?
Yeah, just say Rasan.
He got married too, right?
He been got married. He got like 3 kids.
I watched it on the Zoom. He had the Zoom link for the marriage, whatever.
Wait, that's like 5 years ago.
Uchenna got married.
Yo, you confused 2 black folks? Yo, this is not working out for you. You know what? That's it.
Not black folks.
End of episode 1. End of episode 1.
Not
Stop
black
it.
folks.
Cut it.
Video folks, not black folks. All right, yeah, that's enough. Mike Meetings, I guess. I hope you guys come back. Thank you, Juanyto. I hope you come back too.
I try.